to the Jaguars of 2019.
There's a lot of self-reflecting going on in people's cars right now.
Sure. Well, hate to be the bearer of bad news to anybody, but it's just the way it is. It's not. It hasn't been a good season.
Did you just say it's a sewer troll? Did I get that
troll.
right?
That is correct.
What is that? Where does that come
Well,
from?
Brent, like trolls underneath the bridge. Well, imagine a troll that lives underneath a sewer. It's not good, okay? It's not aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah, fair comparison.
Yeah.
The Jags are a sewer troll.
And then she's got a horrible personality as well. Nothing going for her. But you're stuck.
The 2019 Jaguars are a sewer troll.
Yeah.
2017 Jaguars Miss America.
Yeah, exactly. So, do you want to go back to 2017 and, see the pictures and be like, man, I used to have it so good, and then you look over now, it's like, oh. Do you want to do that?
Okay, so while it's a little depressing,
it is.
You still love to tell the story about Miss America, is my point.
Yeah.
And you're still like, that was Miss America.
Sure. Okay. Fair enough. And if anything, it makes me more depressed. That's just from my standpoint. But I get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Good for you for being positive.
Well, it also reminds us of where it can go.
Sure.
Because, by the way, the 2016 Jaguars were a sewer troll.
They were a sewer troll. Yes, they were. Absolutely.
So, Miss America, here we come in 2020.
I like it. I like it.
That's the way you got to look at this. But anyway, I found that Facebook post. I was like, all of a sudden I tweeted out, started getting everybody's reactions to it, which are great reactions.
Sure.
And so anyway, if you jump in, you got 2 days to look at this. You can call *690 or 904-362-9901 today. This kind of organically happened early afternoon for me. Mm-hmm. But if you want to jump in, you can reminisce about Miss America and the 2017 Jaguars and say that was awesome, because we're getting a lot of that. Like, that was the most fun game I've been to, the most fun time ever at a Jags game.
Yeah.
All that. Or you can sewer troll and say, where the heck have the Jags gone? Why did it get to this point? How did it happen like this?
Yeah. Or if you want to call in and reminisce about maybe a decent-looking girl with a fantastic personality, 2010, my first year of the Jaguars. We went 8-8. Not too shabby.
That's very true. You guys were a very nice girl
bad.
with a good personality.
Wholesome, Brent, is what they call it. They call it a wholesome girl.
You didn't you were the girl next door. Didn't need makeup or anything.
You could have took us home to meet the parents, man. No questions asked. Yeah.
You were.
Yeah.
That's a good description of that.
Yeah.
Should we start describing the other teams of the decade?
I'm not sure if some of the words I can say for them would be appropriate for the radio.
Well, I know this. We would probably offend many females.
Yes, we would. I'm sure I've already done that part already. So
I might have already done that.
My own apology.
Yeah, I already apologized. We had to worry about that early on in this show's history.
I know.
We didn't know if we were going to make it.
Yeah. Well, there was
a lot of apologizing going. You already had it in your laptop.
Yep.
Now your laptop doesn't even exist.
No. I took it to the Apple store, and they laughed in my face. I said, can you guys fix this? And it's from 2009. What do you want us to do about it?
2009?
Yeah.
You've had your laptop for a decade?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I bought it used, but I've had it since 2009.
How about that? So they couldn't fix it? Can't save its life?
It's not worth it anymore.
You got to get a new one.
I'm going to get a new one.
Had a baby.
Yep, I'm going to ask Santa Claus.
They got some good ones out there.
I'm sure they do. I'm going to get one for half price. I'm not going to pay the full price top model off the shelf. I'm going to get another used one and keep riding that wave.
I'm full price top model.
I know you are, man. It's all good.
I need the latest and greatest.
Do you really?
Oh, yeah.
Is that how you operate?
Well, not on all things, but on the computer, I kind of do.
Why? Because you have to have the liquid crystal display to be top notch. You can't afford to have it just a little fuzzy.
Well, yeah, a little bit. It's like,
look at this guy.
I'm just trying to be real, man. Just trying to be real.
I got you.
I'm not very materialistic on that stuff, but on the computer, I use it so often.
That's true.
That I kind of want the latest and greatest one.
You know, then I'm not going to fault you for that, because to me, with you and laptops, because you use it every single day, I assume it'd be like trying to buy a nice bed, right? Like you want to buy a nice bed to
I
sleep
would rather
on
have a nice laptop than a nice bed.
Well, that's crazy, man. Because
No,
now we're talking about
without
rest and recovery.
I'm just trying to be honest with you.
Okay, so there we
Don't
go.
care about rest and recovery.
Of course you don't, because you have coffee all the time.
That's it.
You're all good.
By the way, I just signed up, Coos, for the Wawa app. I'm going to start getting bonus points now.
Yeah, the best part, I mean, when you everything's already made for you when you walk in the door.
Well, here's the problem, though. See, the app wasn't updated. So I go run out here at 12 minutes before, and I want you know what's really good? I had it during the Thanksgiving time, that the Wawa has the turkey gobbler bowl.
Yep.
Right? And they even do a little sweet potato. Really good. Had it a couple times.
So it's like turkey. It's like turkey breast slices, or what is it?
Yeah, it's like
or
turkey breast,
turkey.
like gravy, stuffing, and mashed potatoes or sweet potatoes.
Not mad at that.
And so I was like, I saw in the app, I was like, oh, they still have it. It's great. Yeah. Well, I order it, and I get there, they really don't have it anymore.
Oh, psych.
Well, that was disappointing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So what'd you get?
I went with meatball something. I didn't have a lot of time, so I said just throw some meatballs on whatever makes a bowl.
Okay.
Some rice and
bowl.
Mashed potatoes and
Salad,
meatballs.
mashed potatoes, whatever you got.
The other thing is, I noticed, I don't know if they have updated, but that when we first moved to this building, the app, it wouldn't register because it would like register once you were in a certain distance. So I'd have to walk to the TV side, order it, and then walk back, and then I could take like 5 minutes and it would register for whatever reason.
Apps are good like that, though. It's interesting. The Wawa app, I can't put money on it. Like the Starbucks app, I can put money on it.
Sure.
And so there, I just show it, and bam, it takes it off. And I don't have to break out my credit card. You can't do that on the Wawa app.
Oh, I thought
Unless you have a gift card.
I was going to say I did with gift cards.
So,
okay.
so I could just buy a gift card, then put it on there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the whole Wawa app thing's weird, man, because you have to be in a certain radius for it to actually register for your order. Because, like, I ordered something from my house, went to go scoop it up, and, like, oh, your order's not here. I'm like, well, I ordered it like 20 minutes ago. You have to be like a mile away. I'm like, what's the point of even having the app?
That must be
then?
your problem. You
Yeah.
had to go to the TV studio, which is closer.
You got to walk
by
over
about
there.
100 feet.
Yeah. It puts you in the
I mean,
radius.
hey, believe me, I'm gonna scoop it up. Like, you don't need to make it a mile away radius to pick up the thing. Like,
Yeah.
just trust me. I'll be there.
All right, Miss America or Sewer Troll on the show today. If you want to jump in on that, 2017 versus 2019, what has gone so wrong? We'll answer that in a bit. Hey, Eli Manning, real quick. Thought that was going to be a nice story. Looked okay in the first half. I mean, the Giants stink, so there's not a lot going on there.
Yeah.
I thought Eli played okay, and it is what it is. He's on the downside. I'm here for the story, though. I'm okay with the Eli story. Like, if he wins one more at home, especially, that'd be nice. I watched two bad teams play last night, though. The Eagles,
Sure did.
One of the stories I want to do, like, we'll answer the question. What did happen to the Jags the last 2 years? Well, until overtime or 2 minutes to go in that game, I was going to lump Philadelphia right in there, and I still think they might be able to do that, but they would have been 5-8, one game off the Jags.
Yeah.
And they have not many, they have excuses from injury standpoint, but they have dropped down. Now, you're going to drop down from the Super Bowl. Last year, they needed Foles to rescue him at the end of the year to get him in, but this year they have not been good.
Yeah.
They just almost lost to the Giants. They lost to the Dolphins, and those are must-win games. Wentz has been just okay.
He's kind of been up and down.
He really got going in the fourth quarter, obviously, if you watch that game.
Their starting running back's been out. Jordan Howard.
They've had injuries.
Miles Sanders got hurt last night. Zach Ertz hasn't been 100%.
But I thought about this. Would you take the Jaguars receiving core and tight end core that currently exists? And I'll throw DJ Chark, a healthy one, in there. So you have DJ,
Do we have Josh Oliver
Conley.
healthy?
No, that's
No?
what I'm saying. So
Okay.
right now, you have DJ, Conley, D.D. Westbrook. You can add Keelan Cole if you want. And then you have the receiving, the tight ends that they have. Or would you take the receiving core Philly had last night and Ertz and Goddard?
Well, okay, so the receiving core for Philly.
Well, they had.
Well, are we counting Alshon Jeffrey now, or that he's hurt?
Yeah, I guess
We
he
don't
went
know.
out. He went out
So
of that
he's
game.
Oh, so then I'm definitely taking the Jaguars. Like, the Philly receiving core is healthy with Alshon Jeffrey. I think Ward's going to be the real deal. And then Nelson Aguilar. And then Ertz and then Goddard. I'm definitely taking the Philly.
Aguilar was hurt, too, in that game, right?
I think so. So I'm definitely taking Philly. But with the injuries considered, I'm taking the Jaguars.
Really?
Yeah. Because, once again, Ertz had the game winner, but Ertz hasn't been 100% either.
Yeah, I don't know. I looked at it, and because I said, okay, Wentz has some excuses. His receiving core is depleted.
Sure.
But I still thought he made some bad throws and stuff, and you never know if that's timing because of the receivers. He had a really great throw in the end zone that I think Ward maybe dropped. But if I still have security blankets like Ertz and Goddard,
Yeah.
and I'm just wondering, okay, with no tight ends at your disposal, essentially, for the Jags, and then D.D. Conley and Chark,
Yeah.
I'm not so sure I would take the Jaguars situation. I
Yeah.
think, Ertz and Goddard, you can do just as much with those guys, and you can, like you said, Ward. You get a guy like Ward, people should be able to catch a football.
True.
And I guess the whole thing in that is, does the tight ends open things up for you that much more, even on the receiving end, even if you don't have quality receivers?
Oh, they definitely open things up. But I think right now, like we said, Alshon Jeffrey's out. I think Arcega-Whiteside was out. And
No,
then,
he was there.
Oh, he was, but didn't he get hurt too? Or
I don't think so.
I
They had a
thought
big
Ward
catch
was like
late
the
in the
only
game.
healthy. Okay, well then you got Arcega-Whiteside, the rookie, and then you got Ward. Yeah, I mean, it comes down to the philosophy of how important is the tight end. And I agree with you, Brent. I think the tight end can change a lot of things, but I would still rather have 2.5 to 3 good, solid receivers that you can count on, as opposed to maybe 2.5 receivers counting the tight ends for the Eagles.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah.
I was watching that. That's what I was thinking of because I was saying, okay, Wentz is going to get a lot of excuses here because his receivers aren't around. Mm-hmm. But I mean, he really hadn't played good football.
Yeah,
I mean, to me, a guy like Wentz, who's your franchise quarterbacks, this guy, Tom Brady, and guys like that overcome it.
Yeah,
they overcome. They make you better.
This is a former MVP candidate before he got hurt in 2017.
Yeah. So, I mean, to me, he's got to make you better. And if you still have Ertz and Goddard,
yeah,
he's got to make those other guys better along the way, some way, shape, or form.
Mm-hmm.
And now Lane Johnson ended up getting hurt in the game, too. They've got some issues, but both teams have plummeted since 2017 if you really put it in that landscape. Mm-hmm. Now, Jaguars were worse last year, but where they have gone from December of 2017 to December of 2019, the Jags and the Eagles, it's night and day. Let's talk a little bit about why. Why are the Jags especially as bad as they are in 2 years' time? Is it the NFL? Is it the coaching? Is it Tom Coughlin? Is it bad luck? Is it the quarterback situation, which a lot of people would say is better here than it was then? Mm-hmm. Why? Why has it gone downhill? Let's start there on ESPN690.
Quick question for you. Who's winning the NFC East?
Well, I'm going to ride with Dallas.
Oh, that's right. You have them in your Super Bowl. That's right. That's right.
I'm going to ride with Dallas.
Dallas and L.A. All right. We'll see how that pans out for you.
Yeah.
Good luck with that one.
Yeah, I don't think the Chargers are getting there.
I don't think so.
Although the Chargers might have a better chance of the Cowboys at this stage.
Looking like it a little bit. We'll see.
We'll talk about it when we come back next on ESPN 690.
Action Sports Jax with Brent Martineau on ESPN 690 is brought to you by Best Bet Jacksonville and Orange Park.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Becoming partly sunny and unseasonably warm today. Record highs 80 to 85. Join me beginning at 5 p.m. for CBS 47 Action News Jax from the First Alert Weather Center. I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds, where now through December 24th, you get 20% off everything in the store, including loose diamonds, only at Beard's Diamonds.
It's a quiet week on the campus of the University of North Florida, sports-wise, because of exams. Hey, everyone, this is Brent Martineau, and this is your Swoop Minute. The UNF Ospreys break for testing, and then they'll get back to action this weekend. The basketball team plays at Southern Miss on a Saturday. The Ospreys are on the road the rest of the calendar year. Another award for UNF's Carter Hendrickson, as he is a Player of the Week for the second time in his career. Hendrickson off to a sensational start in his sophomore season. Another double-digit scoring effort for him as UNF went 1-1 in the last week on the basketball court. The baseball team releasing its 2020 schedule. The Ospreys play 15 games against 2019 NCAA championship participants: Central Michigan, Ohio State, Illinois State, FAMU, at Florida on April 7th, and Liberty as well. For more information on the UNF Ospreys, go to unfospreys.com for news, schedules, and results. That's your Swoop Minute, and I'm Brent Martineau. The holidays are on the horizon, and that means family and food. Hey, everybody, I'm Brent Martineau. Let Renna's Pizza help you out. Parties at school, parties at work, celebrations, or hey, maybe you're just tired of cooking yourself. Renna's has you covered with 5 locations in Northeast Florida. Want a fresh one? Renna's makes everything fresh. New York-style pizza, sandwiches, salads, pasta dishes, everything fresh. Find out why Renna's has been a family favorite for over 40 years. 5 locations in Northeast Florida: Marsh Landing, Bay Meadows, Argyle Forest, San Jose, and the newest location in Neptune Beach.
Pop quiz. If you sell a home for $500,000, how much would a traditional real estate agent charge in commission? If you guessed $25,000 to $30,000, you're right. But if you think that's the only way, you're wrong. This is why thousands of homeowners are making the switch to Rex. With Rex, you get a dedicated agent and a full-service experience at a fraction of the cost. Rex uses game-changing technology to cut out the middleman and save homeowners tens of thousands of dollars in fees. See if you qualify by calling 833-REX-HOME. Remember, this is your home. Why give an insane amount of equity away to an agent? Rex offers the lowest fee in the industry without skimping on service. You'll work with an experienced real estate team team, with you every step of the way. Get the most out of your home. See if you qualify by calling 833-REX-HOME. 833-REX-HOME.
Florida, CQ 1057788.
Minimum fee may apply. Not licensed in all 50 states. Visit rexhomes.com to see if Rex is available in your area. Rex fully supports the principles of the Fair Housing Act and Equal Opportunity Act.
Shop the 904.
When you shop local retailers, you're making an investment in our own community.
Check out cool stores like Jacksonville's own Video Game Rescue, a locally owned video game store that features new and hard-to-find retro video games, vintage toys, and they even have a game room with a bunch of classic games and pinball machines. If you have a gamer on your holiday gift list, you will find something perfect for them at Video Game Rescue on Blanding Boulevard.
Shop the 904.
Powered by Cox Media Group. Visit shopthe904.com.
Tedeschi Trucks with St. Paul and the Broken Bones and Gabe Dixon are coming to Daly's Place June 26, 2020. You can win a free pair of tickets this week from ESPN690. To register, go to the contest tab on ESPN690.com. See Tedeschi Trucks live with ESPN690, Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio.
Hey, it's Dan Lebitard from the Dan Lebitard Show with Stugotz. You're listening to Action Sports, Jax, with Brent Martineau and Austin Lane on ESPN 690 and ESPN690.com.
Yeah, I mean, I'd chalk it up to execution, I guess. We was, first drive had a little momentum where we're hitting. Then we kind of got off schedule. Had some tough third downs that we didn't convert, and didn't stay on the field when we could have.
That's Gardner Minshew. Just take some shots, man. Just take some shots. I love you. You're fun. You're that rebel guy. Uncle Rico. Let it go.
Sure.
Let it go. I mean, sometimes you want the guy's personality to match the game.
Mm-hmm.
He's not a dink and dunk. Throw it on the outside 24 times for 162. I think that was the disappointing part about that offense for me. That's not him. That's not the jorts-wearing aviator glasses, mustache, bandana guy.
Sure.
Nobody wears a mustache, aviators, a bandana, and jorts throwing 24 completions for 162.
Absolutely not. I agree with you.
Like, you make fun of that guy at the beach.
Yeah, or you respect him, one of those two, because I've been that guy. I haven't had the mustache, but everything else I've rocked before.
I mean,
I hope people weren't making fun of me.
They were.
Okay, that's fine.
They
Then
just
whatever.
didn't say it to your face.
That's fine, man. You know what? At least I'm standing out, Brent. At least I'm standing out, man.
Well, he needs to stand out with some passes down the field.
Sure.
And again, I don't care if you make mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's got to tell him that down there. We don't care. We're on the way to 4-12 in Jacksonville. I understand you don't want to be reckless. I get it. I get that mentality. You don't want to be reckless. But when you're playing scared, and I saw it last night. I tweeted it last night watching that Giants game, and it was so reminiscent. And I say sometimes I like to do this. I didn't have anything on that game. It probably felt like I did the way I was tweeting about it.
Sure.
But, like not even in my pool is what I'm saying. Nothing. It had no meaning. But sometimes I like to get away from the Jags and look at another team and see, like, okay, what would you say about them?
Mm-hmm.
If you're being brutally honest or whatever, then nobody cares what I have to say about the Giants.
Mm-hmm.
But what do you think? And it reminded me of the Jaguars, and it actually got me thinking of the last month of the Jaguars. They went into that Houston game in London, and Houston was beat up on the defensive front.
Mm-hmm.
And yet it looked like, if you recall that game, that the Jaguars were afraid of their defensive line. And they didn't want to do much. They didn't think they could run, right? Wasn't that the game where 9 carries or 8 carries? Or was it the next week?
No, I think it was the next week. Because remember, the big thing that I took away from that Texans game in London was the fact that they didn't let Minshew try to.
That's right.
Basically get his job.
He got it out of his hands. He wasn't running around. It wasn't very creative.
There for him. And then all of a sudden they had to rely on him, within the second half when they were down and everything. It didn't work out.
But I remember thinking they were afraid of, they didn't think they could dictate plays on offense. It almost looked like they were afraid going into that game of their offensive line, the way it was playing against that defensive front, even though J.J. Watt wasn't playing, all that stuff. And then so the next one is the Colts.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the one where they said, we don't think we can run.
Yeah.
They basically said,
they put it in Nick Foles' hands.
8 carries.
Mm-hmm.
We don't think we can run. And now, in hindsight, if I had John DeFilippo here or the Jaguars coaching, would they tell that to me? Probably not. They'd say, well, we really got away with it. We thought Nick could beat him in this way. No, you didn't think you could run because you gave it to at the time, I think the second leading rusher in the AFC. 8 times.
Well, and keep in mind, that's why he got in trouble in Minnesota as well, because he had Dalvin Cook at his disposal, but he relied on Kirk Cousins too much and Adam Thielen and Stephon Diggs.
Yeah. And so then this game, and I won't even do the in-between games, but this game, everything's to the outside. Everything's 4th and 2 behind the line of scrimmage to Leonard Fournette on a pass. I mean, nothing's down the middle of the field. Now, some of that could be Minshew, but whatever it is, I'm telling you, as a team, I think Doug Marrone said this yesterday on his conference call. He's like, well, we're not playing with a lot of confidence. Well, no kidding. I'm not watching you with a lot of confidence. I mean, I'm not going to the stadium with any confidence. You guys haven't given anybody any confidence. I don't blame you guys for not playing with a lot of confidence right now. But the more I thought about that, the more it reminded me, especially after I watched the Giants game, of Houston, of Indianapolis, of the very safe offense from the other day. There was never even a threat of a turnover for Gardner Minshew the other day. Well, that it used to be a win. It used to be a good thing when you had a great defense, and you played field position, and you could stay in the game and give yourself a chance to win and don't let, the other team take care of mistakes. Bortles was like that, right?
Yeah.
Well, when you're deep, this isn't the time of year to be saying no turnovers. I mean, turnovers.
No, you might as well be like Tampa Bay right now and
rip.
understand that your offensive line is not letting you run the ball that well. So go ahead and air it up for 40, 50 times a game and just throw it deep. I mean, that's granted. They don't have Mike Evans here. They don't have Godwin here. But they have some pretty capable receivers we've seen in the past. So just throw it up as much as you want, man. Because at this point, what do you have to lose?
No, nothing.
You might as well.
And so that's why I don't get the mindset. I don't get the mindset when they were 4-4 and playing a little bit scared. And we can't do this. So what? Go dictate that. We think we can do this. Challenge your guys. We can do this. We're going to throw it down the middle of the field, even though we're in a 4-game losing streak and probably going to get crushed. We're going to do it. We can do it. It doesn't do you any benefit in the NFL, in my opinion, to play scared. And last night we saw a little bit why the Giants are 2-10. Yeah, I get it. Somebody responded on Twitter, said, well, there's not a lot of confidence in their team. They don't do anything well. That's understandable. But it also doesn't matter if it backfires on them, is my point. They're 2-10. Late in that game, there's like 40 seconds to go. The Giants have 3 timeouts. And the Eagles are coming up on a 4th down around the 45-yard line. And they look like they're going to run a play, but all they're trying to do is milk the clock a little bit.
Sure.
So the Giants either have to burn a timeout, which they should have done right away, regardless, or we're going to overtime. Pat Shurmur, 2-10 with 3 timeouts. Go get the damn ball back, man. All you need is a field goal. That's 3 plays potentially, even if you get the ball at the 15-yard line. Instead, he lets the clock run down, and then with like 16 seconds to go, he calls a timeout for some reason. He couldn't make up his mind. It just shows me the nature of it. It shows me I'm scared. I don't know. Okay, I don't know what to have in my football team. Again, people, it doesn't matter what you have in your football team when you're 2-10. Right now, it doesn't matter what the Jags have at 4-9. They're not going anywhere. So at least go have fun playing the game. Make it fun for these guys to play the game. Feel like you're going to win. Infuse some confidence. Sometimes you as the coach or coaches have to, or players even, the big ones, quarterback, other players that are big parts of the team, they have to infuse the confidence into the rest of the team and say, hey, we don't care what our record is. We're going to go do this anyway. And I get the sense that's what Denver's doing with Locke, and that's what Miami's done a little bit because they're trying to build a culture and say, we don't want to sit here and start 1-15. We're more about getting some wins and playing competitive and even with a bad roster trying to get W's. The Jets have done a little bit of that. I don't feel like the Jags are doing it. And watching the Giants last night, I didn't feel like they were doing it. When you play scared in the NFL, that's a dangerous way to act. You're not going to be very successful. I guess that's my point.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. I mean, especially when you have nothing to lose, and I get it. Like, fortune favors the bold. And you saw that. You saw that they let Eli throw it a little bit. I mean, Slayton had 2 legit touchdowns just because that they turned it loose and everything. I get what you're saying, Brent, and I guess every team's philosophy is different. Like, from the perspective of the Jaguars here, like, why don't they air it loose more a little bit and just let it fly? And I understand that, but a lot of the time you can do that when you have the luxury. I'm not saying every time, but a lot of the times you can do it when you have the luxury of being able to run the ball as well, where you set those kind of plays up, because if you go back to the Chargers game, I mean, the Chargers had the perfect defense where they stopped the running. And I'll be honest with you, man. Yeah, they have 2 good bookends, but their 3 technique, their nose technique, doesn't knock my socks off. Okay, it doesn't really do anything for me. Linebackers, yeah, pretty good. But you could run on the Chargers. So you do that, and then you set everything up. But once you can't set everything up, and then you're just one-dimensional, teams can plan for that. So that's my biggest issue is the fact that, and we've talked about it, ad nauseum here is the fact that the Jaguars get like maybe some yardage here, some yardage there. And let's be honest, the first quarter, they were running the ball pretty well. Like I
thought first drive was good.
It was fantastic. I'm like, okay, here we go. A little balance now.
Stalled in the red zone.
And then you stall in the red zone. And then all of a sudden it just goes downhill from there because you can't keep up. When teams are scoring points nonstop on you, you can't have that kind of pace.
And that's fair.
The ball.
That's fair. But I will say, first of all, why are they stalling in the red zone? And I think that is a little bit on Minshew in that series, if I remember correctly. I remember thinking, all right, well, that's not – you got to do better than that on first down, or was it second down call, or maybe it was DeFilippo. But then it's 7-3, and then they can't go run the ball and be effective again, and now it's 14-3. And even at 14-3, you can still do that. So you have the first 3 possessions, no matter what the score is in the NFL, to at least run what you want to run and run the ball better or do whatever. And the Jags have misfired on that. Then all of a sudden it's 21-3, and then I get it. Everything's out the window at 21-3. Yeah. But I just notice, I remember saying this a little bit on the show before. I get when you're not fully confident in everything around you. But I do feel like at times, especially on offense, the Jags have played pretty scared in their game planning. And I just don't think that's the way to go because people pick up on that quick. And you eliminate things right away. And, I mean, the eyesore of that was Indianapolis. They eliminated their best player on offense because they didn't think they could run against the Indianapolis Colts front like it was the 1986 Chicago Bears. I mean, it's just not a way to live in the NFL. It's not a way to be successful. You see it sometimes on defense. I bring up, like, the Aaron Rodgers defense 2 years ago on opening day or 3 years ago. Remember when they really didn't rush Rodgers because they wanted to keep him in the pocket?
Yeah, sure.
And that actually worked to a degree. I mean, Aaron Rodgers, I think they only scored 24 points that game or something.
Which is low for them.
That's pretty low. And we've seen other teams do that, too, and be successful at it. But that's the only kind of you see it more on offense, where it's like, we are eliminating this. We're getting away from this. We don't think we can do it. And it's why we always have conversations. Did you give up the run too early? Did you give up? You saw that you were down by 10, and I got to throw every single time now.
Yeah.
It's a bad way to be. And, so I think that Doug Marrone comment from yesterday's conference call about confidence, and I think it's up to him, that coaching staff, and some of the players to infuse some of that confidence themselves.
Yeah, of course. I mean, if your players are in confidence, how about the leaders or the head coach or the position coaches step up and say, guys, we got this, let's go.
But my point is, it's not always what they say. It's how they call plays, too, and how they play it. And Minshew played conservative, and I think over the last 5 weeks, I think this offense has played conservative and almost in defeat mode. As the game even kicks off, before they're even actually defeated. When we come back, what has gone wrong in the last 2 years as we get from 17 to 19? It's only been 24 months, folks, and it's a complete disaster now in Jacksonville. That's next on ESPN 690.
ESPN 690 Sports Center Update.
I'm Jake Mitchell. After becoming the only team since 1987 to lose 5 straight games in a single season by 17 or more points, the Jags have signed rookie Tyler Gauthier off of New England's practice squad and rookie linebacker Dakota Allen off of the Los Angeles Rams practice squad to replace Jake Allen and Brandon Thomas, who both had to be placed on IR.
But from a football standpoint, we have absolutely nothing to do with the production people, what they do for the TV show and everything else. I've never seen a tape or anything that they've shot anywhere in any capacity.
That's the statement from Bill Belichick about what could be another Spygate incident. Details are still coming out, so expect more on this later. Stay connected with ESPN 690 while you're at work by listening on ESPN690.com. Best kept secret in tires is TireOutlet.com. Tire Outlet offers wholesale prices with premium service, and TireOutlet.com always has a safety-first focus. With locations throughout the First Coast, there's no need to go anywhere else for tires and service.
20% off pop on. Don't get Scrooged this Christmas buying a diamond from anyone else but Beard's Diamonds.
Now through Christmas, you'll save an extra 20% off Beard's already guaranteed low prices,
including loose diamonds,
in the St. John's Town Center or at beardsdiamonds.com.
At Action News Jax, we're here for severe. When storms threaten, put your trust in the Action News Jax First Alert Weather Team, led by Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish. Rated the most accurate for the last 13 years.
The First Alert Weather Team is the only team of certified meteorologists in the Jacksonville area. That means we have the most schooling and training to forecast and predict severe weather. And that experience will keep you safe from a storm.
Action News Jax First Alert Weather on CBS 47 and Fox 30.
Alexa, how do I drive more customers into my business?
First, people will need to hear about you.
Okay.
Then you need to be online where they look for you.
Online, huh?
Then you need to be involved in the community. Then you need to...
Whoa. I don't have time for all that. I need to run my business. Alexa, can you help me find someone that can help me with online marketing?
Okay, searching for a local team that can help.
Local Solutions, your local marketing team putting you at the top of mind. Visit JacksonvilleLocalSolutions.com today and let us take your business to the next level so you can get back to running it. Local Solutions, powered by Cox Media Group. Marketing solved.
Moscow Ballet's Great Russian Nutcracker dazzles this Christmas. Bring the whole family together for the original holiday tradition. Step into a simpler time filled with sweet dreams and spectacular magic. Experience world-class artists, stunning costumes, and towering puppets on the Gift of Christmas tour. It just wouldn't be Christmas without Moscow Ballet's Great Russian Nutcracker. Get tickets now at nutcracker.com.
Appearing at the Florida Theater December 22nd. Get your tickets today at nutcracker.com.
The following message is sponsored by the Florida Department of Business and Professional Regulation, the Florida Association of Broadcasters, and this radio station.
Natural disasters can be unexpected and devastating to your home or property. If your home or property is damaged and needs repairs, it's important to use only Florida licensed contractors. Remember to check their references, get everything in writing, and don't pay up front. To verify your contractors are licensed, contact the Florida Department of Business and Professional Regulation online at myfloridalicense.com. That's myfloridalicense.com.
When the time comes to get your roof replaced, call Big Fish Roofing. We don't require any upfront deposits, and we are locally owned and operated by Jacksonville natives who have built their business on quality and integrity. At Big Fish Roofing, we know your roof is the first line of defense against the elements, so we make sure to deliver a quality project in a timely manner. You can find us at bigfishroofing.com or facebook.com/bigfishroofing, or give us a call at 904-685-8334.
Tedeschi Trucks with St. Paul and the Broken Bones and Gabe Dixon are coming to Daly's Place June 26, 2020. You can win a free pair of tickets this week from ESPN690. To register, go to the contest tab on ESPN690.com. See Tedeschi Trucks live with ESPN690, Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio.
Brent Martineau.
You see him every day on CBS 47, Fox 30, Action Sports Jax.
Austin Lane.
He's a former Jag star and current MMA fighter.
Broadcasting live from the Anajar and Levine studio.
This is Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690 and ESPN690.com.
We tried to play this game and make it a short game, and took the first series, went down there, took time off the clock. Unfortunately, we came away only with 3 points instead of 7, and then, they wound up scoring on 7 of the 8 next drives, which, obviously puts us in a tough situation. Like I told the players, obviously, I'm responsible for, wins and losses, so that's on me, and then, we made too many mistakes.
That's Doug Marrone after the game. He kind of hinted, right, to the point of what we were just talking about. And I guess there is a fine line of knowing what you have. Like, they knew they were going to get exposed on defense. They knew. And what he was trying to say there is we try to shorten the game. They did a great job with that. The first drive, 7.5-minute drive, I think it was, something close to that. So I get why you're doing that. Because what he basically illustrated, he's like, we knew our defense wasn't going to be very good. We knew they were going to pick on our linebackers, and they scored 7 out of the next 8 possessions after a 7-3 game. So he was right on the money. So I guess that's kind of an illustration of why people do play scared sometimes.
Sure.
And they were right. They know what the tape says. They know what's coming. They know Phillip Rivers is coming in there and what they can handle and what they can't. What I do think is a little bit different. So you don't dictate things very often on defense, in my opinion. You can, but you have to be damn good on defense to dictate. You dictate things on offense. And that's where over these last 5 weeks, whether it's not running enough or throwing sideways instead of down the field or whatever it might be, especially when you get into situations where you need to score and a little bit quicker, then I just don't think that's the right way to go about it. You add it all up, and hindsight's easier. I get it, the way things have played out. But the two things that now are going to stick out to me about these last 5 weeks on offense is going to be Leonard Fournette getting 8 carries against Indianapolis.
Yeah.
And Gardner Minshew throwing for 162 yards on 24 completions and really never trying down the middle of the field. Those are the two things that stick out to me. Now, I could bring up his bad game in London or Nick Foles not doing, but I'm saying from a philosophical standpoint, from a strategic game planning standpoint, those two things in the last 5 losses stick out to me as why.
Yeah, but make no mistake, and I took a lot out of that Doug Marrone soundbite there. Make no mistake about it. When you have so many liabilities on defense that you have to change up your offensive philosophy, that's insane, man. Okay, like I can understand maybe if you're playing the Kansas City Chiefs, maybe of last year, not even like this year. Yeah, they're explosive, but they're not like last year. And even like the Baltimore Ravens, I feel like, yeah, they're a high-scoring team, but they don't scare me enough where if I'm, the opposing team on offense, I got to change up my whole philosophy just to kind of bail out our defense a little bit. So that tells me of just what they think you have on defense right now. And I get it. I mean, you know it. I know it. Fans know it. It's not good, obviously. But I guess I haven't heard that soundbite a lot where it's like, yeah, I mean, our defense is very, vulnerable right now, and we got to change our plan on offense because we can't leave them off the dry. Like, that's very telling to me.
It is telling, and that's my point on a lot of this stuff. Like, if you play New England, and this is what I don't like teams do against New England. People are afraid of the Patriots over these last however many years because of Tom Brady. I get it. I get why, but you almost respect them too much. Like, you can tip your cap and say, hey, we got to be careful of this. But when you're the underdog and that team is supposedly better than you on this and that, why you don't want – there's a fine line between being reckless and being aggressive. Like, I want to be aggressive against that team. I'm like Kansas City this year. Yeah. They went into that and they're like, oh, no, we're scared of this, we're scared of this, we're scared of this. Okay, let's take it to them and punch them in the mouth.
Sure.
Let's do this. Let's do that. I just don't like them. And if you're going into a fight and you're going in the cage, you are aware of what that guy does well.
Correct.
You have to be careful to be reckless in whatever strategy you do.
Yeah.
But if you're so damn defensive, because that guy might be good, well, then in my opinion, you're defeated before you go in the cage.
And here's the issue of it, Brent. Like, say you're going into a cage, get ready to fight. Yes, you have to worry about what your opponent does. But at the end of the day, the most important thing, I think, on a football field or in a cage is the fact that you have to do what you do well. Because that's what's the most important thing. You have to know your identity and who you are as a fighter.
No matter who you're playing against.
No matter who you're playing against.
Like, run the damn ball against Indianapolis.
Well, and this is the thing, Brent. And here we are. What week we on now? It's been so long. I'm sorry. 14 we're going into right now?
We're going into week 15.
Week 15. I'm sorry.
14th game.
Yeah, 14th game.
Unfortunately, we didn't have 3 bye weeks.
Exactly.
Well, we kind of have. We've had 5 in a row.
Yeah. And literally, man, I still can't identify the Jaguars' identity. And I don't think the coaching staff can. I don't think the players even can. So when you're to the point now, you're so deep in the season, and you don't really know what you do well and what you don't do. I mean, they know what they don't do well, but they don't know what they really do well. Yeah, they don't know what they really do well. When you have that, man, you can't win in a cage or on the football field or in any kind of sport. Simple as that.
I guess that's my point, too. That's a great way to sum it up. And by this time, when you're bad, you're bad. You don't have an identity anymore. Your identity is you're bad. You're not good.
Sure.
So I get that. Yeah. But what I feel like, in a sense, just these last handful of weeks and maybe even prior, is the Jaguars said, we kind of know what it is, but we're not willing to go all in on our identity. We instead are going to yank it away and rip out our identity. And that's the way I look at that Indianapolis game. We know what the Jags were good at. It was running the football. That's what they want to be good at. That's what Leonard Fournette's done a good job of. It's utilizing Leonard Fournette. Yet he gets 8 times he touches the football in that game. You ruined your identity. You said, I don't care about our identity, and you took it away. What else would you say was the Jags' identity this year? You know what I say? Number 15. I say number 15 in the wild ride, the mania, the magic. Well, to me, that other day, now again, the season's far over by now, but my point, you could even argue, if depending on what side, you took away the identity when you benched him. Now, I'm not willing to go there because I was in favor of Foles coming in, so I can't. I'm not going to talk out of both sides of my mouth in that regard. But you can make the point, the Jags' identity halfway through the season was Minshew and was Leonard Fournette. And so the week after the bye, they benched Minshew, and they never gave the damn ball to Fournette. So they ripped away their identity that they were trying to build, if they even had one at that point. Well, on top of that, last week, they basically said, hey, our identity, the wild guy that says fun stuff and is kind of the cool guy in town, we're just going to throw it 3 yards at a time.
Well,
and that's all we're going to do. That's
the
fun.
point.
That's really fun.
But that's not your identity. That's the thing. But let's take the Miami Dolphins, for example. 3-10 right now in the NFL. Not a good football team. We all kind of saw that coming. But you know what? They're competing. They beat the Eagles. They almost beat the Jets. And you know why? Because they know who they are. They understand that their running game right now with Patrick Laird it's not good, all right? It's anemic. It's not there. But they have Ryan Fitzpatrick. They had Devontae Parker, I think, before he got hurt, so we'll see if he's coming back or not. But they air the ball out. And Fitzpatrick is throwing for 300 yards a game because that's who they are. They understand that. Their defense is going to be susceptible, but their whole philosophy is, you know what? Our defense isn't the best. We cannot run the ball, but we have some passing options. So let's try to outscore teams as much as possible and win some ball games. That's what the Dolphins are doing right now. With the Jaguars, you don't know what you have. You seriously, we're this far into the season, and you don't know what you have.
Yeah, and I guess my point is, this time when you're 4-9, you're probably not going to know what you have. It's almost, but I think the
Dolphins the Dolphins know what they're doing.
Well,
though.
that's true.
They're airing it out.
That's true. And they were 4-5 though, and then they still didn't know what they were.
Yeah,
and who they wanted to be. And and we've said it. I mean, you gave the analogy of what they were wearing. And their identity.
Yeah.
They didn't look like me, Banana Republic guy.
No, they didn't. No.
They were all over the place.
They were, I can't even go back there. I can't remember what else
they
said,
would
but it
take
was
Banana
insane.
Republic Brent right now.
Oh, they would take gray, vanilla, no offense to you, but Banana Republic Brent all day.
That's not offensive at all.
No, dude, I'm wearing gray too. It's all good. I always rock vanilla. We're fine, man. No worries.
All right, so I put out the tweet about 2 years ago, 2017. Okay. Today, they beat Seattle. It was fun. The place was rocking. It was a late evening game, much like Sunday's game was, but that was not fun. The place was not rocking.
No.
Ocho Fiscio says, amazing how viable Jags can be when there's a good product out there. Very true. Amazing what winning will do for attendance, Corey Adams says. I got some video right back at me. I don't know how to describe. Wade says the team was so good. The mind of Josh says, I was told there wasn't much appetite for football here, though, Brent. I was also at the Jags-Bills playoff game, and that place was rocking, and yes, it was. Sweet Tea, Miss Linder says, I was there too. Amazing day at the bank. St. John's Jag defense is nowhere near the same personnel, and now one of the worst. How does that happen in 2 years? And that sets us up. It's like, okay, is it strictly the defense that has really changed in Jacksonville since 2017? Is that it in a nutshell? We know it's far cry from it. Think about the players that were on that defense. Malik Jackson no longer is there. Paul Pazlezny, even in a limited role, no longer there. Telvin Smith, Pro Bowl guy, no longer there. Jalen Ramsey, Pro Bowl All-Pro guy, no longer there. Tayshaun Gibson, former Pro Bowler, and was playing at a pretty high level that year in 17. That I remember Doug Marrone saying he should be in the Pro Bowl, and he didn't get voted in. He's no longer there.
Puz.
Dante Fowler. I mentioned Puz.
Oh, sorry.
Dante Fowler.
Did you mention Barry
there.
Church?
I didn't mention Barry Church, but Church
still,
that year was
he
good.
was,
No, that year. It was last year that he kind of left. So Barry Church, not there. That's 7 guys.
Did you mention Malik Jack? I can't remember.
I did mention
Malik.
That's 7.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Oh, well, I'll say another one. Marcel Darius. They traded halfway through the year, added to that defense. So that's 8 guys. 8 guys that are not there. And by the way, those 8 guys have, let me do the math real quick, probably 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to say somewhere between 6 and 8 Pro Bowls.
Okay.
I don't know. I can't do the math quick enough. But 8 guys with 6 to 7 to 8 Pro Bowls on their name.
Mm-hmm.
Is it strict? Is that the simple answer? Is their defense is obviously not that? And I'm not, by the when I say 2017, the December version of the Jags in 2019 is atrocious. So, yes, you can't. How did we get all the way down here? But I guess in general, they've been a very average to they've been a below average football team most of the year. They've beaten only cupcake teams, even with their 4 wins. So they just haven't been good. Are we missing anything? I mean, is that it? Now, go back to that Seattle, that December. Again, Blake Bortles had his best stretch ever. 3-game stretch was terrific in December. So he was very good at the quarterback position at that time.
Was Cam Robinson playing for that Seahawks game or not? As a rookie?
Yeah, he would have been.
He would play? Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Mixed bag out of Cam in his rookie year.
Patrick Omame.
Linder was there. Linder might have even been hurt. I mean, their offensive line was
decent. I mean,
I don't believe Leonard Fournette, I think, had a nice year, a year that doesn't get looked at enough, but I think he's better now.
Yeah. Okay, so to answer your question, does it fall primarily on the defense? I think that's the obvious answer, but I'm going to be even more specific for you.
Good, because you don't have to agree with me. I'm trying to find out why it went so bad in 2 years, in 24 months.
So if I look at the roster from 2017 and the roster now, I mean, yes, there's a lot of changes. You just mentioned them, Brent, but the biggest thing, Puz, Miles Jack, Telvin Smith, your linebackers. You look at the linebackers now. And, Miles Jack is now out. I don't even know who's healthy anymore. Like, Jake Ryan just went on IR, but you got Quincy Williams. Who else? This is bad. I don't even know who the linebackers are going into this Raiders game.
Donald Payne and
Quincy Williams, and then the other guy.
And that's Leon Jacobs.
Leon Jacobs, sorry. So, from that perspective, that's where it starts to me. It's the linebacking core. Because if you want to talk about where the Jaguars have been snake bit the most on defense, and I get it, it's everywhere. But I think a lot of it, and when you start to see the wheels come off a little bit, it was that Carolina Panthers game and Christian McCaffrey. They kind of opened the floodgates for how the season was going to go. And to me, that falls directly on the linebackers. So I think that's where you start. But it's not the only problem, obviously. This is a team game. I think the lack of depth, I get it. People that weren't really big fans of Dante Fowler, and okay, so be it. But I think as a guy that could come in and get a little, momentum going and stuff like that, I thought he did his job here pretty well. And I think when you had guys like Malik Jackson, who wasn't really maybe on the base, but when it's passer situations time,
he was playing at a high level.
Playing at a high level. So I think it's a mixture of obviously the linebackers and then the depth.
That's a good call. Good call. I'm gonna stick with you with the linebackers. I think that's a fantastic call.
Yeah.
I mean, Miles Jack was a young guy with talent. And by the way, not so much in December, I remember, but in January, he played fantastic. He played his best span of football in his career
that was everywhere.
In January, including Miles Jack wasn't down. But it wasn't just that moment.
Yep.
He played really good, meaningful, impactful, making plays football. He looked like he was about to emerge as a star. Telvin Smith was a star that year. Made big play after big play after big play. Missed a lot of tackles, all that. That comes with the territory with Telvin. But he added to the speed, his energy, his vibe, all that stuff was off the charts good. And Puz could hold things down, and the impact Puzelosny made on those two guys.
Of course.
And to be honest with you, that's the underwritten thing here. And I've turned this away, and I've had so many people say it to me, but it's amazing what the absence of Paul Puzelosny has done to that room. It's just amazing. I mean,
and that's the thing, Brett. Like,
I'm not saying on the field. I'm saying to those guys in the building.
No, in the building for sure. But I'm saying on the field as well. Like, I get it. 2017 Puz, he was on his back nine, right? I mean, he was towards the end of his career, and maybe if you found him in coverage against a running back, you weren't too confident. But you know what? When Puz was playing, he would be in the right gap every single time, and 9 times out of 10, he would make the tackle, and it wouldn't go for a long gain. Like, Puz always made sure he's in the right spot, and guess what? When he did that, then guess what? The other guys around him were in the right spot. So I get it from maybe like an athletic standpoint. Like, you didn't see Puz making all these, plays field to field and stuff like that, but he still had guys lined up in the proper spots.
Yeah,
and that's important.
Yeah, it's a really good call on the linebackers. I thought you might go with the defensive front just because they've really, as Calais aged.
Yeah.
Malik Jackson was playing great. Taven Bryan certainly in doing that. Marcel Darius 2 years ago playing and we know his absence has hurt them in the run game this year. And then you did have Yannick come with his best year and Dante Fowler filling in. Now, I think you still have that with Yannick and Josh Allen, so there's not much drop-off there.
Yeah.
But between that linebacking group and the kind of the middle of that defense on the line, but as I think about it more and more, like I would say, listen, Blake was playing good football then. The quarterback play, and I've said this, in the last 5 games has not been good. It doesn't matter who's been in there. It hasn't been good, and certainly hasn't been good enough. The offensive line play was better then, although it wasn't off the charts good at that time. Blake was making a lot of plays and running for his life at times too, if you remember correctly.
Yeah.
There's 2 things that stick out to me about 2017 versus 2019. One is health. They didn't lose a lot of games to injury. In fact, their defense, I think, lost 2 games to injury. The entire defense, starting defense. And they went about 12 deep if you add Dante Fowler Jr. in there.
Sure.
The other thing, I think more from a defensive point of view, again, is the word swagger comes to mind. It's a little different to me than confidence. Confidence, of course, the Jaguars have been shook. I mean, they're just not playing with it. They've lost 5 in a row. There's no reason to be confident. But did you ever sense at all this year a sense of swagger? And see, you've lost now Jalen Ramsey with swagger. You've lost Telvin Smith with that swagger. You've lost Puzeluzny keeping that together. Not the swagger, but I think he helped a guy like Miles Jack have a certain sense of swagger.
Yeah.
Marcel Darius kind of brought that. Like, I don't care what anybody thinks. I'm Marcel Darius. I'm going to stop the run.
Sure.
You know, Dante did have a little swagger to him, man. When he made a play, he sure as hell did.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and this is the biggest thing.
And Tayshaun Gibson, by the way, is
Gibson
another
has
guy.
his
You have a super quiet guy in Jared Wilson, and that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
But Tayshaun wasn't a quiet guy. Talk the talk, and that year walk the walk.
Well, and that's the beauty about playing defense is that you can holler, you can get up, you can get excited because it's an emotional side of the ball. You know, as opposed to offense, you have to be calm, calculated. Sure, you can celebrate a first down or celebrate a touchdown, but for the most part, you have to be calm and collected. Dude, on defense, you can just turn it loose and you can just have that dog in you, you know? And to prove your point, I mean, we haven't seen that this year from that Jaguars defense at all.
Jags
You're supposed
playing,
to, man. It's defense.
Jags
have fun.
are playing
Fly
like a bunch of puppies, man. No
Oof.
dogs.
Oof.
And they are. And
Yeah.
they've had their heart and soul is gone on this football team.
Yeah.
In 2017, the heart and soul were those personalities on that defense.
Yeah.
It no longer exists here in Jacksonville. It's lifeless, listless, got like no heartbeat here in Jacksonville. We'll be back, talk a little college football with Jason Fitz right after this on ESPN 690.
The most wonderful time of the year deserves the most wonderful sale of the year. And for that, you got to go see Arlington Toyota, where you can still get huge Toyotathon savings and pay up to 50% less on remaining 2019s. With over 1,000 new and used on the lot every day, that's a whole lot of Toyotathon savings happening right now at Arlington. How about a 2019 Toyota Corolla? It's not $16,995. Now it's only $12,481. That's $12,481 for a pre-owned 2019 Toyota Corolla at Arlington. Got to have a 2019 Toyota Tacoma? It's not $24,575. No way. Now it's just $28,991. Just $28,991 for a pre-owned 2019 Toyota Tacoma at Arlington. Plus, you're going to get all the rewards and benefits of the Arlington Toyota $5,000 Advantage Club with your purchase. Toyotathon is on, but it won't last forever. Get in today and pay up to 50% less on remaining 2019s at Arlington Toyota. In person at 10939 Atlantic Boulevard and online anytime at arlingtontoyota.com. Visit arlingtontoyota.com/Toyotathon for offer details.
Hey, Bruiser, you ready to do the old holiday shopping routine?
Yeah, I got all the houses picked out.
Alrighty.
Hey, you know, I almost feel sorry for these folks.
Oh, don't go soft on me now. That's why they pay insurance.
Okay, so you promise those kids will just lose their bikes for a little while?
Yeah, I promise. Whatever.
All right, then let's sing our favorite holiday song.
Yeah. We're making our list, checking it twice.
Looking for houses with things that are nice. Bruiser and Browser are coming to town. We're filling our truck, we won't leave much.
Avoiding those houses that God safe touch.
Bruiser and Browser are coming to town.
Crime does increase during the holidays. Hi, I'm Lester Jackson, owner of Safe Touch Security Systems. Our new Safe Touch two-way communicator saves lives and prevents property loss every day. Our average response time is an incredible 14 seconds. Nobody can match our servers or our price. You have my guarantee on it.
Call SafeTouch today at 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license number EF233.
Hey everybody, this is Brent Martineau. If you've received a letter from the IRS and can't pay them, things can get bad quickly. The IRS can seize your bank account, garnish your wages, and place liens against everything you own. If this is you, contact J. David Tax Law, a local firm right here in Jacksonville. Your first step to stop IRS harassment is a no-cost consultation. They explain exactly your options and how they will resolve your tax issue. Only highly experienced tax attorneys will represent you, and fee payment plans are affordable for everyone. Get the protection you deserve. Peace of mind is only a click or phone call away. The fastest way to get started is to call 904-507-4777. 904-507-4777. Or online at jdavidtaxlaw.com. The number again, 904-507-4777. Or online at jdavidtaxlaw.com.
No matter what team or sport you love, connect with it all on SiriusXM. Hear ESPNU and more in your car, on your phone, and at home when you subscribe now with packages starting at $5 per month plus fees. Get closer to every major league with play-by-play, expert analysis, and even fantasy sports coverage. Plus, ad-free music, comedy, entertainment, news, and more. Connect with what matters on SiriusXM. Visit SiriusXM.com/listen ESPN to learn more and subscribe. Channel lineup varies by package.
Sometimes for inspiration, you just have to look up. For more than 60 years, the Goodyear blimp has fueled greatness on the gridiron by providing aerial coverage of some of the most legendary moments in college football history. When the Goodyear blimp rises above a stadium, it inspires players to reach higher and rise to the challenge of the game's biggest moments. Now it's your turn to go further with Goodyear. Discover tires made to rise above the rest. Learn more at Goodyear.com. Goodyear, more driven.
Say hello to your new secret advertising weapon, your own branded mobile phone number. StarStar Mobile provisions vanity mobile numbers prefixed by ***, providing audiences an easy way to reach your business. Give it a try now by dialing *** Mobile from your mobile phone. That's *** Mobile. When prospective customers see your offline or online ad and they dial your branded *** Mobile number, *** Mobile helps to convert them through text, voice, and online communications. Give it a try now by dialing *** Mobile from your mobile phone. That's *** Mobile.
New flavors and a rating that would make men jealous. Hey everyone, this is Austin Lane.
And I'm Brett Martineau. Vita de Louis recently got a 98 rating. It's new, and it's getting rave reviews.
Made in Tequila, Mexico, and shipped directly to Jax Beach. Vita de Louis is available in 3 flavors.
And those flavors are Blanco, Reposado, and Añejo. Try all 3. Make your own recipes with Vita de Louis Tequila, one of the smoothest tequilas you will ever taste. For merchandise and more, visit VitaDeLouis.com.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anna Jar and Levine studios. Anna Jar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. ESPN 690, Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio.
Dollar contract Steven Strasburg and the Nationals agreed to. Specifics of New York's offer not yet known. A denial from Patriots coach Bill Belichick of any involvement with the videographer caught taping the Bengals sideline during Sunday's game in Cleveland. The videographer, filming for a series on the Patriots website credentialed by the Browns. Apparent lack of communication with the Bengals. NFL's investigating. Belichick said they try to be competitive in every area, but maybe not take it as far as they might have in the past. The reality of the situation lies in the tape, says ESPN's Jack Del Rio.
Would not surprise anybody for them to be pushing it to the edge. Mm-hmm. And the tape is going to tell the truth. Yes. I mean, if they're sitting there and they're fixated on the sideline and the coaches and the signaling and whatever it might be, to me, they have an issue.
NHL Stars fired coach Jim Montgomery for unprofessional conduct. Assistant Rick Bowness takes over as interim coach.
Dodge's gift to you this holiday is Employee Pricing Plus. That means everyone gets the same price as employees on a new Durango. So hurry into the Dodge Big Finish event today.
WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN690, a Cox Media Group station. Brent Martineau.
You see him every day on CBS 47, Fox 30, Action Sports Jags.
Austin Lane.
He's a former Jag star and current MMA fighter.
Broadcasting live from the Anna Jar and Levine studio.
This is Action Sports Jags on ESPN 690 and ESPN690.com.
It's tough every week, especially on a lose streak we're on right now. Just knowing that you got to restart all over and come back with positive energy and a positive mentality. And it's hard, especially when you're having the same results that we have.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. What do you remember from 2-14, 2012, getting up on like a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday practice, game day? What was like the hardest day of the week? To get
Probably
up.
to
in
get
the
up.
misery of that season.
Man, I mean, every day, Brent, because even on the Mondays when we had kind of the day off, I was probably hungover from the beach bars. So, that was a rough one. Tuesday was pretty breezy because we had off on Tuesday. So that was all right. The Wednesday one was always, you didn't know what was going to happen. We going full pads today, or we going just helmets, you know? So
they got to take it easy, or they got to...
That was the uncertainty, which is probably the most stressful.
Are we going junction boys here or what?
Exactly. So from that perspective, I would probably say the Wednesday. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because Thursday, Friday kind of take care of themselves anyway.
Exactly. And then, Sunday morning, waking up wasn't always the best because it's like, oh, here we go again. It's like Groundhog's Day, but we're going to try to put our best effort out there.
Do you ever remember, saying, gosh, I wish, I didn't have to play today?
No.
I mean, on a Sunday game day. Like,
No, man. I was always up for that. You know,
I would
was,
imagine.
I was blasting my Metallica, man. I was feeling good. I mean, you would have thought every single game that I was driving to the stadium for, or pulling up in the bus for, I was like, it was like the Super Bowl to me. I mean, because it was fun. It was always fun to me.
Yeah, you can't lose that.
You can't lose that. Once you lose that and it starts to become a job, then you might as well just get out, in my opinion.
That's true. Well, this guy's got a job, and he's growing his role, I think, too. Jason Fitz from ESPN joins us on Action Sports Jax on ESPN690 like he's done every Tuesday all year long. What's happening, man?
I'm just living the dream and listening to these stories. Austin, I could listen to this all day long.
That's what I do every day.
I have a few stories playing football, and I have a lot of Jack's Beach stories. So sometime we can start sharing those things if you want to hear them.
I mean, we just glossed over that, too. Like, you just acknowledged, good party night, and then we glossed right over that. I don't know how that happened.
Well, that's because he mentions it about 4 times a week, and there's a reason why I only had like a 3.5-year career.
That's a good point. Easy, Brent. 5 years. 5 years now.
Sorry about that. I'm arm's length and more away
where's
from
that baseball bat
Austin
here right now?
Yeah, that's on my side.
That's all right, man. You're
I've
good.
got it. Jason Fitz, what's happening? I mean, we talk college football, but like I saw some reports and news, and I'm excited for you. We're excited for you. You know why? Because you're going to lead right into our show here in Jacksonville on ESPN 690. You're taking over that Stephen A. Smith time slot coming up in January. That's pretty cool.
Oh, thanks, guys. I'm really excited for it. Like, I mean, it's First Take, Your Take with Jason Fitz is the name of the show, and it'll be 1 to 3 Eastern on ESPN Radio, simulcast on ESPN News. And basically, we're going to take the best moments of First Take and then move those conversations forward. So, you know, we'll get caller reaction to it. We'll take some of those best moments, get some of my reaction. We'll get some experts to chime in, keep the debate going, try and move it forward. But also at the same time, in that time, when there's breaking news, we'll cover it the way I always do on ESPN Radio. So it's sort of a little bit of best of both worlds, getting to do what's a hybrid between radio and TV together on one thing that is just a part of the First Take brand and Stephen A. I mean, I'm really pumped. I'm excited. I'm honored. And I'm pumped to get the chance to sleep in for once and not get up at 4 in the morning anymore. That's what I'm really in. The 3 a.m. has been it's been fun, but I'd much rather do 1 to 3 in the afternoon. Come on.
Yeah, if you're hanging out at Austin at Jack's Beach Bars, that's a tough wake up call at 4 a.m.
Oh no, come on, we're still awake at 4 a.m.
Yeah, we are. That's
Man.
the way you do that one. I mean, you just go straight through. You run through that and you sleep in the afternoon. That's the only way.
Absolutely, man. We have an off day tomorrow, Brent. We're fine.
Good point.
Yeah.
Well, Joe Burrow and LSU continue to run through everyone. And Heisman Trophy finalists are out. No surprises. Joe Burrow's got this thing running away, right? And also, do you think LSU has this championship running away? Could end up right in New Orleans.
Well, they're going to end up at least playing for the championship, no doubt. They're going to destroy Oklahoma. But what really stood out to me, I was at the SEC championship game, and I've seen LSU now in person 2 times this year and watched a lot back on them. I don't think we're giving Burrow enough credit for his mobility and athleticism, and it really shined in that Georgia game. There were a few times that the D-line had him locked up, and not only did he make a move, but he runs so quickly that nobody could catch up to him. And while he's doing it, he's still got his eyes downfield and can deliver the ball with an accuracy level we didn't know it existed. That's been the biggest change this year for him, is really the ability to put the ball on point, even when he's moving his feet. And it's impressive to watch. That being said, yes, he's going to win the Heisman, and fine. He should win the Heisman. He's had a great year. The best player in college football is Chase Young. I don't care what anybody says, and if I had the first pick in the draft, I don't care if I needed a quarterback. I'd take Chase Young. I think he's that dominant. So he'll never win the Heisman, but he should. That's all I'm saying. It's I don't have a vote, but if I did, the best player, it doesn't have to be the best quarterback, the best player, Chase Young by far. And he's going to – I've talked to people around campus, around ESPN, and the consensus is he's better than either Bosa. And if I can get better than Bosa with the first pick in the draft, I'm doing that.
Now I know why the Giants looked how they looked yesterday in the fourth quarter and overtime.
Choke for Chase, man. Choke for Chase.
Look at that. See, I'm already bringing hot takes everywhere. I'm trying to be ready for it.
All right, Jason. So this can kind of be another hot take here. We'll see how it pans out. But take the teams out of it. Take the head coaches out of it. Just the quarterback position. If you can have Justin Fields, Trevor Lawrence, Jalen Hurts, or Joe Burrow leading your team in the college football playoff, those are the only type I ask, Brent. Who are you going to have leading your team?
The tough part about this question is from the eye test, as the committee always tells you, the answer is Joe Burrow this year. Yeah. But realistically, if I'm going into this playoff, it's Trevor Lawrence, because I've seen Trevor Lawrence play in this type of game in these situations. Now, Burrow's played in some huge games this year, so it's really 1A, 1B. But the funny thing about it is Justin Fields, who can make his own argument for being among the most talented of the bunch, is at the bottom of the list for me because, again, we've seen Jalen Hurts in big games. And, so I at some point you got to believe that having been there before matters. And I'm still shook by what I saw last year at the national championship game, that we've forgotten about Trevor Lawrence, and now he's just carved up Nick Saban. So, I've got a lot of respect for what he's done in this moment. So he would be my call, but Burrow's so close behind him. It's really 1A, 1B.
Yeah, Lawrence playing unbelievable football right now. Nobody's watching because they just think they're rolling everybody, but he's playing unbelievable football down the stretch of this season. So it's a really good call. I want to go with that same kind of question, but take all the players away and now go to the coaches, and I don't really think it's that kind of question because hands down, it's Dabo Swinney. We talked a little bit about this yesterday on the show, and Jason, I think they have such an advantage because of Dabo Swinney, and now they've been there 5 times in a row. He knows how to treat these next few weeks, this next couple of really months. It's not that long. But Lincoln Riley still trying to figure some of that out. Eddie O trying to figure this part of it out, even though he's been very good against good football teams in his career. And even Ryan Day, although Ohio State has been there and he's been there with Urban and he can lean on Urban, it's Ryan Day's first time. So I think Dabo Swinney and Clemson have such an advantage in terms of the preparation to get into this college football semifinal and potentially the championship.
You're 1,000% right. And one of the things that I thought was really interesting was talking to guys that have been around the Alabama program that will tell you that the biggest advantage that they've had for the last several years isn't just that Nick Saban can come up with the game plan. It's that Saban runs his guys hard during the year, and he knows how to maximize the time off that they have between the bowl games to get his guys healthy. And that's something that they're very good at. And that's its own practice skill. You're right. Ed O has done great against top 10 competition. None of us can make sense of that. We have no idea why. But it's just he just has that whatever that it is there. But knowing how to work the schedule in and of itself is an underrated part of this. How do you keep guys engaged? How do you know the right buttons to push at the right times? How do you get guys healthy? And how do you work in the game plan? So I think that's another part of why, right now I believe that LSU is the best team in the country. But if I had to bet an uncomfortable amount of money on the champion, I'd bet it on Clemson because they have so much been there, done that in their past and in their lineage. It's hard for me to bet against them.
Jason, we're talking about Eddie O. This is a guy who had a head coaching stint at Ole Miss, didn't really go that well, comes back to LSU, and after the first year, they're kind of on the fence about him. They know what to think, and now obviously he's probably going to be there for a long time going forward. But you look at Ed Orgeron, and he is LSU. He is the definition of LSU, of Louisiana. How much stake do you think that goes into winning, building a winning program? And should more universities kind of go this route where it's there's a lot of head coaching candidates out there, but maybe you want to have a guy in-house that's bled for that program for 20 plus years?
Oh, I think it's everything. That's why, frankly, when you're looking even at the USC job, one of the first places I would look if USC moves on from Clay Helton is Jack Del Rio, because he's been around the program. He went there, and he's got a lot of love for the program. You've got to find somebody. What really hit me about Ed Orgeron when we were down in Baton Rouge was that the things that people make fun of, the way he carries himself, the way he speaks, his accent, the way he eats, all of the things that people have made sort of comical gestures about. You go down to the region, you realize that's part of what connects him to those families. So when he sits in a living room with a mom and says, I'm going to raise your young man right, you believe it because you believe what he's saying, because he speaks to the culture that you live in. And that's one of the strongest things you can have. The culture takes a long time to build, and we know that. And it took a long time for Saban to create his culture at Alabama, fine. And Dabo has his culture at Clemson. Well, Ed O's been able to create his culture the same way at LSU, and that's what every new school should be looking at. That's why, as much as, for example, I think Mike Norvell is an incredibly talented coach. If I could pick anybody to hitch my wagon to, Mike Norvell is near the top of the list for me. I think he has done an astounding job at Memphis. But ultimately, does he bleed Florida State? Does he speak Florida State? Or is he everything to Florida State? Because that's the relationship that absolutely creates the sort of magic. And if it isn't there, will Florida State give him the time to create that? Because you have to create the community or bring the community, one way or the other.
That's such a great conversation point, because as you're talking about it and we're thinking about it, and I was going to bring up Mike Norvell in a moment anyway, but I said it last night with Mike Norvell, he's a Texas guy. do the Noles lose another guy to the state of Texas at some point if he does well? Will the state of Texas come calling at some point? That will be interesting to watch. But what you guys said about Eddie O, there's some talk this week is, did they make a mistake because USC could have had him and could have kept them and could have all this stuff? Yeah, but I don't think it works at USC with Eddie O. Now, you say Jack Del Rio. Jack Del Rio is USC, man. He's a good-looking head coach, USC. That just fits, right? Eddie O doesn't seem to fit at USC like he fits at LSU. So the fit is so important in college football, and you can't always find it. You can't always find it. You have to land on it sometimes. And I think that's what Florida State is hoping, Jason Fitz, is that they landed on this with Mike Norvell. And now they hopefully will give him the time to build that, create that relationship, and almost make it feel like he went to Florida State and played football at Florida State.
Yeah, and you are so right about Coach O. I don't think it would have worked at USC either. And it's a two-way street on that. And I share your same concern. And I'll go back to game day this year. We were at Memphis. And Memphis is the ESPN affiliate. Memphis, I've had a great relationship with for years at this point, and we've talked about Memphis football for a long time. And I've done a lot with featuring Memphis football on different digital college football shows that I do because they've done some really special things. What stood out to me about Mike Norvell, and I talked to him about this when Gabe Day was in Memphis, is that last year, not this year, but last year, they ran an offense through two running backs that ended up in the NFL that are both going to be in good situations to be successful. This year, they came in and they just completely changed that entire thing. They worked their offense differently, and it feels like a different program. And when I asked Coach why he did it, how he made the change, he came back and said, without hesitation, I looked at our roster, and what you have to do as a coach is find what your roster does best and make sure you coach to that. That was the moment he won me as a mega fan because it's a simple principle that most coaches in college especially don't implement. Look at who you've recruited and then make it work for them. And if Mike Norvell can do that, then I think he can be successful anywhere he goes. The question is how long you're going to keep him, because you're absolutely right. And I believe that if Tom Herman doesn't do something quickly, Texas is going to be an open job again. Nebraska is going to be an open job soon if things don't turn around. If Ryan Day decides he wants to go to the NFL, does that become an open job? Does USC become an open job next year? So you're talking about, does Michigan become an open job if Harbaugh doesn't turn it around? You've got a handful of nationally prominent jobs that could be open in the next 1 to 2 years. Is Florida State the destination for Mike Norvell? Because if it is, he's going to be spectacular there. If it's just a stepping stone, that sets the entire program back substantially.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think one thing Florida State has done is tried to make it a destination because they've rallied money behind the boosters, right? They're trying to build some facilities. They're trying to create those things to say, hey, the next team that comes in here, you're not coming to get Jimbo Fisher. You're not going to. We're going to keep that guy. So we'll see if Florida State's able to pull that off and what Mike Norvell wants to do. Let's end with this. You mentioned the NFL and a guy like Ryan Day and Harbaugh and those. Well, we're going to have an opening here in Jacksonville in the NFL. If you could take one college football coach right now and send him to Jacksonville when this job does open in January, who would it be?
Matt Rule would be near the top of my list.
Popular name,
I think. And not just because Matt does, not just because he's so offensively talented, but also because he is the type of person that believes in creating an environment and a culture, and I think that matters in the NFL now too. And he also knows how to get the most out of the least. I mean, come on, he was in a Big 12 championship game with a third-string quarterback nightmare situation, and he still had them in the opportunity to win that game. He's done a spectacular job playing with a short deck the whole way. So I think he deserves a lot of credit there. I think Ryan Day is going to be a candidate to look out for. And again, I mean, you look at what Ohio State's done offensively this year. They had a pretty great quarterback last year, and they're up across the board offensively. They're up. So I think Day's going to get a lot of look also. Those are two that stand out to me. Obviously, Lincoln Riley's on everybody's list. I can't make the dots connect on why Lincoln Riley would leave Oklahoma when he already makes a little over $6 million. They'll find a way to make it more. He can pick the players that he gets to work with. He picks the culture he wants to create, and he's in a rock star situation where even if he loses a game, it's not Oklahoma's fault. It's the Lane College Football Playoff Committee that gets the blame. So it's not even what it was 20 years ago. I mean, he's insulated in Oklahoma in a way that he'll never be insulated, whether he's with the Jags or the Cowboys or anywhere else. So I can't find a reason for Lincoln Riley to leave. But for the rest of those guys, it feels like that if there's any feel for the bug, I think that Day and Rule are two that stand out.
Yeah, well, it doesn't have to answer to Jerry Jones. That's one reason to stay at Oklahoma as well.
Yeah.
And if we're looking for somebody in Jacksonville to do the most with the least, well, it's a good fit. We try to do it every day.
Oh, without a doubt, man. Just try to make it work.
Try to do the most with the least. Right now, we've got a 5-game losing streak.
Absolutely.
Hey, Jason Fitz.
One more thing.
You got another? You're not gonna let him go.
I got one more thing for you, Jason. So next December, not sure what your plans are, but if you're free, Oslo, Norway, I want you to come as my guest of honor as I receive the Nobel Peace Prize. Fans on Twitter have gone absolutely crazy for me. They're talking me up. They've rallied behind me, and they all agree with me that pie is indeed better than cake. So I like to be my guest of honor for the Nobel Peace Prize if you're available.
Just know one thing. Norway and Sweden are both famous for something called princess cake, which is the best cake I've ever had in the world. So if we're going to Norway, we're eating princess cake. I'm all in.
You are what you eat.
That is...
I am princess cake all day. That's going to be my new Twitter handle right there. There we go. I'm princess cake.
That was a heck of a poll, by the way, in short order. By the way, have you requested those days off yet for the Nobel Peace Prize?
Give me a little week.
When you're nominated, you just get them.
Yeah.
That's right. We're doing the show.
Do the show
remote.
from there, man.
It's a
Yeah, we're
remote.
good. Yeah.
Hey, congrats on the new show, man, and we'll talk to you next week anyway. Even though the college football scene is dying down a little bit as we await the national semifinals in a few weeks. Have a good one.
You too. Appreciate y'all.
All right. That's Jason Fitz. And again, the big news, he'll be preceding our show starting January 20th, 1 to 3 o'clock with his own show. Good for him. That's really
awesome,
cool. I
man.
mean, think about it. His story is a great one. We have a lot of fun with him every Tuesday.
Living
From
the
the
dream.
band Perry playing the fiddle.
Yeah.
To now his own show in the afternoon on ESPN, and he was doing first and last at 5 in the morning, getting up and doing that, doing a bunch of different things.
He's everywhere, man. He's a very hard worker, and he's definitely earned that show. So
I love
props
that.
to him.
Really cool story as Jason Fitz. We appreciate him taking some time for us because now that he's big time in his own slot, he probably won't do that anymore.
Probably
right?
not. No.
Yeah. I don't blame him. I wouldn't either.
I wouldn't want to hang out with us either.
Yeah. For John Bachman's birthday, what are you going to get him, cake or pie?
I think you know the answer to that.
We'll decide next on ESPN690.
Or a beer.
Action Sports Jax with Brent Martineau on ESPN 690 is brought to you by Best Bet Jacksonville and Orange Park.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Becoming partly sunny and unseasonably warm today. Record highs 80 to 85. Join me beginning at 5 p.m. for CBS 47 Action News Jax from the First Alert Weather Center. I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds, where now through December 24th, you get 20% off everything in the store, including loose diamonds, only at Beard's Diamonds.
Attention men and women. If you would like to get your hair back, then you need to listen to some of our clients. John in Orange Park.
IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Call IHRS now at 904-777-IHRS. Find out how to grow your hair back with a free hair and scalp examination. Mike from Bay Meadows.
I finally found the most experienced company who could restore my hair. Now I have hair where I had none before.
Results guaranteed. Diane from Ponte Vedra.
Now I have what lotions couldn't give me. Thick, beautiful hair.
Find out why you're losing your hair and how to grow your hair back. Call 904-777-IHRS for a limited time free hair and scalp examination.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
Thank you, IHRS.
Thanks, IHRS, for giving me my hair back.
Hurry, this free examination, normally $199, is yours for free and good only through Sunday. For your free examination, call IHRS at 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Call now.
As you know by now, I love the wings at Mr. Chubby's Wings. Hey, everyone, this is Brent Martineau. You'll love them, too, and you have to try the wings. But Mr. Chubby's has a full menu. Parents, kids, and sports teams, this is made for you. The American Dream Special. Burgers, fries, and a famous Mr. Chubby Shake for just $12.99. The American Dream Special. I suggest throwing in some wings, too, especially the Maple Cajun. 2 locations, the West Side and in Fleming Island. Chub it up at the place to be, Mr. Chubby's Wings.
20% off. Bah, humbug.
Don't get Scrooged this Christmas buying a diamond from anyone else but Beard's Diamonds.
Now through Christmas, you'll save an extra 20% off Beard's already guaranteed low prices.
That's on everything in the store, including loose diamonds.
Nobody in the town center sells loose diamonds for less than Beard's Diamonds.
If you're popping the question this holiday season, now's the time to buy at Beard's Diamonds.
You can save thousands, from solitaires to halos. And it's on sale at an incredible 20% off.
Plus, get special financing. But hurry, it's only good until December 24th.
All wedding bands, designer engagement rings, diamond earrings, and more.
Everything in the store. Priced 20% below Beard's Diamonds' already low prices.
Get her a bigger, better diamond at 20% off, but only until December 24th.
Beard's Diamonds in the St. John's Town Center.
Or at beardsdiamonds.com.
Hey, it's Mike Golick from Golick & Wingo. Thanks for making ESPN 690 the fastest growing sports station in Jacksonville. Clearly, it's because I'm on every morning from 6 till 10 a.m. But this isn't about me. It's about your business. Get your business noticed today. First Coast is making the switch to ESPN 690, and there's no better time to get on our team than right now. Call ESPN 690 today, 245-8732. That's 245-8732. Grow your business today on the new ESPN 690.
Pop quiz. If you sell a home for $500,000, how much would a traditional real estate agent charge in commission? If you guessed $25,000 to $30,000, you're right. But if you think that's the only way, you're wrong. This is why thousands of homeowners are making the switch to Rex. With Rex, you get a dedicated agent and a full-service experience at a fraction of the cost. Rex uses game-changing technology to cut out the middleman and save homeowners tens of thousands of dollars in fees. See if you qualify by calling 833-REX-HOME. Remember, this is your home. Why give an insane amount of equity away to an agent? Rex offers the lowest fee in the industry without skimping on service. You'll work with an experienced real estate team with you every step of the way. Get the most out of your home. See if you qualify by calling 833-REX-HOME. 833-REX-HOME.
Florida, CQ 1057788.
Minimum fee may apply. Not licensed in all 50 states. Visit rexhomes.com to see if Rex is available in your area. Rex fully supports the principles of the Fair Housing Act and Equal Opportunity Act.
Small business owners, it's been a great year, and now it's time to begin to make some end-of-year decisions. Instead of giving your hard-earned money to the tax man, consider reinvesting in your business with a quality pre-owned truck, van, or commercial work vehicle from Jacksonville Truck Center. With the largest selection of pre-owned work vehicles in North Florida and easy commercial financing, let us be your one-stop shop to get the job done today. We're on the corner of Arlington Expressway and Southside Connector. Stop by today or visit us at jacksonvilletruckcenter.com.
Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690.
If there was an award you can give a guy that has the fastest get off in the NFL, I would be campaigning for that award for Marcel Darius. It's not only the first step, Brent, it's also the hand placement.
Catch Brent and Austin weekdays 3 to 6 p.m. on ESPN 690 or ESPN690.com.
Now, back to Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690 and on your smart speaker.
It feels worse than the other ones, I don't even know what to say. I mean, we're young, guys stepping up, getting opportunities, and it shows, and I mean, honestly, you have to take your hand off to Phillip Rivers. I mean, he's out there, I don't like this play, in the middle of the play, and making a check, and then, it goes for, 15 plus yards, and it's like, wow, I mean, he did an incredible job. You have to take it out to him.
That's Calais Campbell. I said this a little bit yesterday. It has to be infuriating and hard to keep your cool when you're Calais, even a Boye, and I mean, there's a bunch of other guys. But when that's coming from Phillip Rivers, and the guys behind you, at least in Calais' position, behind you, are about to mess up. Mm-hmm. Like, there's nothing, they just haven't seen it enough. They're not good enough. They're not experienced enough, all that stuff. And so, boom, bust, and off to the races. And there's really not a whole lot you can do about it. I mean, again, I think there was an expectation level from the Jags that some of that stuff that we saw Sunday was probably going to happen with what they had out there. It's a bad place to live.
What has happened, though? We were 4-4. What has changed? I mean, there aren't that many injuries.
2 years ago today, we were celebrating a win over the Seattle Seahawks.
Well, I know all that, but I'm just saying within this season.
You were young then.
I was young then. I have aged many years in just those 2 years. My forehead has grown substantially. No, seriously, though, what has happened since 4-4? Like, why are we suddenly, what has changed? Really, truly, I asked that question in all sincerity. How has the team digressed? I mean, I get it. We're losing, and so now human nature kicks in. Is that it? Is that the only explanation for how we are so much worse than we seemingly were 5 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago, 7 weeks ago?
Well, the real question is, were they any good to begin with? They beat the Jets, the Titans when they weren't too good, the Bengals.
The Broncos in Denver.
And the Broncos when they weren't too good.
Yeah.
And they almost lost that game. So
all right, fair point.
Then on top of that, I mean, I think
So it's a bunch of whipped cream, is what you're saying early on.
A little bit, and I think there's two common denominators. One is bad quarterback play, not just from Nick Foles, but if you go over the 5 games now, it's from Gardner Minshew as well. He was playing much better. If you take that win against the Broncos especially, played a brilliant game. He played a good enough game against Tennessee. Again, I think that was more Tennessee wasn't in a great place. It was a Thursday night game. Jags had everything on the line early in the season, all that stuff. And by the way, Jalen Ramsey even played in that game. That was his last one.
Tannehill wasn't quarterbacking yet either,
and he wasn't.
No.
They hadn't made that move. So they were a totally different team.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think quarterback play's been atrocious, and now they've had enough injuries and enough bad stuff happen on defense that people have just figured them out, and it's not fixable. It doesn't look fixable.
Yeah.
I think early on, some of the 200-yard games against Houston and Indianapolis, to me, that wasn't acceptable. Not that 45-10 is acceptable, but this was more predictable. The fact that that Myles Jack wasn't playing good football, that's not acceptable. Like, he had to play better than that. Guys around him, he needed to make other guys around him play better than that. The Jaguars needed to do more on defense to just literally stop the run to keep themselves in football games, and they weren't able to do that for 3 straight weeks. And they tried to fix it and couldn't fix it. So I don't know what that says about what they have. Their inability to fix things is a mystery to me because it's at least being tried, coached, looked at film. And when you still can't do it, are you sleeping through film? Are you just not paying attention? Are you, what are those answers? Because there are times of time where, like, you're good enough to play in the NFL. I think Phillip Rivers, a guy like that, is going to pick you apart because he's smarter than you. We saw it a couple years back in the red zone. He was so brilliant because he could line you up and get you all out of whack and all this stuff. But there's also, when you're playing the Jacoby Brissetts and you're playing, I still thought Deshaun Watson had a heck of a football game. But say the Indianapolis game. Like, you should not lose 33-13 in the NFL to Indianapolis in a game that was massive. Like, you don't have to have all your weapons. We're looking at teams like Cincinnati, Miami, Denver that don't have the people that they thought they would have or nearly enough people on their roster to play excellent football, yet they're in games and staying in games. That's the one that's indescribable to me. That's inexplicable to me, is how do you lose this many games by this margin? Not a one-off. Again, Phillip Rivers can toy with you and you just take advantage of stuff. That's one thing. But those other games in succession to give up this many points, I don't understand where that has gone awry so much, especially since the coach tried to keep it together and just got nothing in return from these players.
Do you think it's the history, almost the curse of the, we always joke about the curse, but I mean, you're sitting here in Jacksonville, you've been getting beat up for the last couple of weeks. You got really no hope going forward, and you look back and you go, gosh, it's just another. I mean, does that play a part in it, you think, for the players? I mean, clearly it does for fans because we're all into it. But do you think it matters to the players to where they're just like, oh, this is Jacksonville. Welcome to, like, I don't know. Does that happen?
Well, see, to me,
where they just
you're
give
accustomed
up.
to lose, and if you look at this roster right now, I mean, they have some guys that were on the the bad years as well, and I think that you get accustomed to it. Like where if it's one thing where, and even if you're a rookie, you come from an SEC winning program, you come to the Jaguars, all of a sudden you're losing. Like, that's not accustomed to you, right? Like even in my career, towards the end, I mean, when I was going to Chicago and Detroit. Yeah, I mean, I was accustomed to losing because I was coming from the Jaguars and the Chiefs when I played for them. They weren't that good and ended up being fantastic now. So I think you just kind of get in this groove. You get in this rhythm where it's like, Here we go again. I mean, it's the same old story. So, yeah, you can call it a curse. You can call it just being comfortable. Call it whatever you want. But I think the guys in the locker room are comfortable.
And it goes back to the culture.
Yeah.
And it goes. You can make that case in any walk of life, right? If you go to a business that's comfortable being in second or third place or whatever the definition of it may be by market share or whatever however you measure that. And you're okay with, not you, but your business is okay with that, and you just keep trudging along. That's just kind of the way it is, right?
Well,
I mean,
and here's the
how
telling
do you get
thing.
out of that? It's hard.
No, you're right. And here's the telling thing, like Brent was saying. I mean, if you look at these past 4 games, these past 5 games, they've been blowouts, right? And usually in the NFL, the way it works is, sure, even if you're the Green Bay Packers and you go play in LA and you get blown out by the Chargers, there's that 1 game or 2 games where you just didn't play good, all right? And every team in the NFL is going to have some of those games. And every team in the NFL will have some of the games where they play maybe better than expected. For instance, 13-6 against the Saints. Jacksonville at home. It was a close, competitive game. But now you're starting to see this trend where they're getting blown out. That's a telling thing right there. And that tells you what kind of team you have, because now it's just consistency. And you're consistently getting beat by plus 15 points a game.
And I think there are 2 things. And it comes back to what I was saying. The difference between 2017 and 2019 is a lot on defense, but it's really got to do with attitude and swagger. And this team has none. This team has the heart and soul has been ripped out of this football team. And the swagger for a little bit, for about 10 minutes, was Gardner Minshew. And that was it. And then that went away in London. And the swagger, to a degree, might be Leonard Fournette having a nice season. Then they don't give him the damn ball against Indianapolis at all. So they don't even try to use it. And then you have some injuries and just not playing well. And so swagger naturally goes away that way. But they have no personality. That's not to say individually they don't, but as a football team, they have no personality, therefore no swagger, therefore no confidence. And the other side of that is, when was the last time somebody on this football team that you can remember, if I ask you this right now, give me the last time somebody made a play?
Yeah. You're right.
I mean, nobody made a play on Sunday.
When was the last time we had a turnover? I mean, Yannick had a strip sack a couple games ago, I think, right? But no, I can't even remember that.
Who was last week's game?
Well, the last week's game was Tampa Bay, but I think Yannick had this strip sack against Tennessee, right? Because that was when he slammed into Taylor Lewan first,
that
right?
was
And then after that, then
That probably it. There you go. That was a red zone play that kept him in the game at the time, and that was the play. Now, you could speak to Minshew giving him a bit of a spark, but the game was over. It was 25-0, against Tampa. So that's a fair one. So, if we're being real about it.
I'm trying to think of the Tampa Bay game.
This is the NFL. I mean, you need to make plays like more than one to even be competitive in the NFL on Sundays.
A game.
We can't even think of the last time a guy made a play.
Yeah.
We have to go 2.5 weeks back to make a play that stands out, that could change a game, affect a game, impact a game. These guys can't even make a play. And so I think that it's again, the personality, the swag. When you have personality, when you have swagger, one of those guys steps up and makes a play, and whether that's the quarterback or a wide receiver or Leonard Fournette or is Jalen Ramsey or a Telvin Smith or had to be Myles Jack at some point. Maybe it is Yannick Ngakoue or Josh Allen, but nobody. I mean, even Calais, I love Calais, but Calais isn't making a play that's like changing games. Hasn't.
Not for the last half of the season, that's for sure.
So, that's, to me, you ask how it goes bad. If you don't make plays in the NFL, even at a minimal level, you're screwed. Yep. I mean, the Giants last night made a couple plays, right? I mean, right before the half, Eli Manning throws to Slayton. Slayton makes a 55, 60-yard play, whatever it was. That's a touchdown. That's making a play. I mean, you can point to every game in the NFL, and guys are doing that. The Jaguars are not doing it. Then you take that, and if you are making some plays, well, that means you're probably keeping the game close. Well, then what we normally talk about in the NFL is, did you make the plays, the 2 or 3 that mattered in the game?
That's right.
Sure. That's what we normally talk about. And over the years, if you're not getting blown out, which it's not designed to do, is get blown out, well, then you talk about those 2 or 3 plays and I didn't make it. You didn't make it, right? Well, those 2 or 3 plays, we've said that for the last decade around here, they didn't make those plays. Well, now, really, for one of the few times this decade, even as much losing, we're saying that they can't even make a play. Not the play, but a play. That's kind of a sad state of affairs. That makes
Thanks
boring
a lot,
football.
Brad. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, how you feeling now?
Not great. I was looking for a much better answer. No,
hey,
I'm
happy
really not.
birthday.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
By the way, happy birthday, John Bachman.
Make an old man even more depressed.
Well, that's why I tried to send out the Seattle 2 years ago. I was just trying to make it better.
Yeah. No.
Well, I mean, Blake Bortles was making plays that year.
Yeah. And not for the other team.
No.
Yeah, correct.
So happy birthday. What's that mean?
Yeah.
Why did you take today off? You're not one of those take the birthdays off?
I'm not.
No?
No, not especially not on a Tuesday.
Well,
Maybe
then
it was a Friday or a Monday or
Are
something.
you more of like a birthday week kind of person, a birthday month kind of person? Celebrate the whole month,
You know what?
man.
I'm just, you know what? I love it when people say happy birthday and they're thinking of you. I've gotten lots of great phone calls and texts and Facebook messages and all that good stuff. It's great. But
question.
This is the proudest moment I've had with you right here.
It is?
Yes.
Why is that?
I'm excited about this.
You are?
I'm not like this big birthday guy.
He has them once a year. It's going to be okay.
I know, but he's not like, I
Nah.
got to take my day off.
Okay,
I got to have like cake.
Yeah.
I mean, he did just get a badge. The newsroom made a badge
Yeah, I saw
for
that.
him.
I'm not sure how I feel about that. But
You know
I
what a
did see
badge
that.
is? It's like a
No, of
graphic
course not.
like happy
We
birthday,
don't need
John.
no stinking badges.
Oh, you got a badge? Where is it?
You got a badge.
Is it online or what? I'm confused. Is it like
It's
an
on Twitter.
actual?
It is
okay.
It's like
called
a
a
picture.
social
We call
badge.
it a badge.
Awesome.
Badge.
Oh, I think you guys
It's a
should.
badge of honor.
Awesome. I'm glad I got one for my birthday.
No, you didn't. And
No, I
don't
didn't.
worry.
It's
I
all
wouldn't
good.
have either. But
Yeah.
Bachman and Burish do.
Wow.
High price commodities, I guess, huh?
But,
Just
but wait a
remember that
minute,
when you're
someday-
gunning for me, kid.
Someday I'll have a badge because
all
I've been
good.
doing those extra reps.
It's
I've
good to
been
see
doing
where,
those reps.
it's good to see where we stand, Brent. You know, it's good to see where we stand, man. It's good to see when the new regime comes in, who's staying, who's gonna go. I'll see you in Cleveland or something. 'Cause I ain't gonna be here, I guess. See you, man. I ain't gonna be here.
I just appreciate the fact that Bachman's not like rah-rah birthday guy because you know me, I'm not rah-rah birthday guy.
And same here. And this is my question to you.
Yeah.
Have you acknowledged that it's your birthday on Twitter or social media?
Me? No. I've thanked people who have said happy birthday.
Oh, of course.
You
Yeah,
know,
that's
I'm polite.
That's okay. But
I
not
have
like,
not posted a
hey
picture
guys,
saying,
can't believe it's
hey,
so
it's my birthday, and
Yeah.
I can't believe I made it to
biggest
another
pet peeve
year.
ever, Brent. One of my biggest pet peeves
Is
ever.
it? Now,
oh, yeah.
now
Yeah.
are you allowed, is John allowed to thank people for saying happy
Well, I
birthday?
would hope so,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely,
That's
man.
just
He's
being
kind.
I'm
Yeah.
just checking the cool factor.
No,
here.
but I'm saying the last thing you want to do is like, man, oh, I can't believe I
Right.
made it here.
Right.
Another year
trip
in the
around the
Bucks.
sun.
Another year in the Bucks. Here's to happy and healthy to me. Yeah. No, we're all good.
What, isn't that just
But
code
that
for?
was
Isn't
my
that just
point.
code for wish me a happy birthday?
Exactly my point.
But my point of this is kind of like the quiet way to do that is saying I need my day off because it's my birthday.
Sure.
Yeah.
On a
You're
normal
right.
work
You're
day.
right.
Yeah.
You're right.
And again, more power
But you can
to
also
you
make a
if you do
case
it.
that going to work
I don't want to
draws
offend
more
anybody.
attention to it.
Yeah.
You could say that.
But I like the fact that John didn't take the day off because it's his birthday.
Absolutely.
Some would argue
man.
I take every day off, Brent.
No, but some could argue. Some could argue that it was better you had to come in so you could tell everybody could say happy birthday
That's
instead
what I'm
of just
saying.
your daughters.
Here we are still talking about my
Not
birthday.
just your daughters, but just
I know what you mean.
the family.
I know what you mean. By the way, big soccer game in Bartram tonight.
What you got? Who?
Fleming.
They're probably pretty good in soccer.
I
Right?
actually have no idea.
So
But
just
any
game, so it's a
Bartram
big
soccer
game.
game is a big soccer
You even
game.
have your Bartram blue on.
I do. You noticed that. I was picking ties today, and I didn't actually think of it until afterwards, and I went, hey, this will double up as a Bartram blue tie.
What's
It's
their
either-
mascot?
Either that or you're running for
Bears. The
president
Bears. I like
as
that.
a Democrat.
Oh, let's not get political on the show here, Brent. By the way,
I had a red tie on yesterday, so.
have you guys got any like voicemails about the Aaron the President Trump thing, like the or the whatever? You haven't got
the
any
impeachment trial hearing?
Because I feel like it's on CBS, and I feel like people are
it's
missing their
on
soap
all
operas.
the networks, my man.
Yeah. So are people upset?
Oh, I'm sure they are, but
Okay.
thankfully they're not calling me.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm sure they're calling, but they're not calling me.
Okay.
How's that?
The last complaint email I got was Sunday. Why are we showing the Patriots Chiefs game in Spanish?
Yeah.
They
I get that about 10 times a day.
And then you're like, hit the SAP button.
There's a button.
You're a better person than I am, Brent. Because if it was me getting those emails, I would expose them. I would put their email address on Twitter, and I'd be like,
could
check
you respond?
out this person right
could
here.
you respond by something like, no, let's say, no Conosco, I think is how you say it. Like, I don't know.
Okay.
No Conosco.
I'll go for that. I don't know.
No Conosco?
I'm not sure about that.
That sounds like a small suburb in Wisconsin, man. I don't know if that's no Conosco. I don't know.
I've been there. It's very nice in the
I know,
summer.
right? Great
It's got a
hockey
lake.
team in
There's a
Conosco,
nice
man.
lake there.
Great
It's
hockey
great.
team
It's
over
beautiful.
there. Oh, yeah. They play hard.
Do you know how many times in a year we get emails about why you're showing the game in Spanish?
I can't imagine. It would drive me insane.
SAP channel
Do you respond to him or not? Do you respond to him?
That one I didn't. It just depends what mood I'm in, and you
Okay.
got to be really careful.
Yeah,
I don't
I'm
want to
sure
offend
you have like a
anyone.
reputation.
Like there are some people I get on.
Okay.
On the email reply, just again, this depends the mood. If the Jags are getting blown out by 40 and I got to go cover this again, they're probably getting a nasty email.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the timing must have been okay on that one.
Fair enough.
We came up with a response. We just didn't actually reply.
Gotcha.
We talked about it
You
internally.
had plenty of responses, but
It's one of those things where if you're angry,
sit
you have
on
to
that
read
one,
a
sit
letter
on
out,
that
then throw it
email.
away.
Yeah, sit on the email for
Yeah.
24 hours. If you still feel the same way,
Oh,
then you
man,
send
no
it.
way.
Just don't hit
I'm
the
putting
send
that out.
Don't hit the send.
I'm putting that out,
I
man.
learned that the hard way a long time ago.
Oh my gosh.
We all have.
Oh, I am way better at
Yeah.
emails than I used to be. My first 5 years here, it was not pretty.
Yeah?
Yeah.
No.
You're speaking your mind, huh?
Email was dangerous for
You're
me.
passionate.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
But
Email's
now
like
I'm
Twitter
so much
for a lot
better.
of people. Back
is
then,
like
email
Twitter.
was like Twitter for a lot of people
I
now.
bet.
You're right.
Yeah.
And how many times do you start to say something on Twitter and then say, "I'll save that draft"?
For sure.
I've been
Just delete it in
canceled
general.
more times than I care to admit.
It's just you don't win. You can't win.
No,
Sure. I hear you.
you can't ever reel it back either. Once it's out there,
It's out there, man.
It's maturity.
Sure.
It's old age.
Oh boy, here
it's
we go.
wisdom.
Wow, look at that's a
John
segue.
Bachman.
That's
Yeah.
a segue, folks.
It's
I
John
like it.
Bachman.
Hey, have you guys already talked about the Patriots cheating scandal?
We really haven't.
Okay, well, we're going to cover a little bit of that on channel. On channel.
Do you know where you were?
Wow. I almost.
It's his birthday,
I
man. Leave him
almost
alone.
said Channel 2 Action News,
Happy
which is where I worked
55th.
in Atlanta. I don't know where that came from. You know what the problem is? I've been like this all day. I know exactly what the problem is. I got a massage today.
Okay.
Ah.
A 90-minute massage for my
90
birthday.
minutes?
Yes.
Deep tissue, Swedish?
listen,
What kind are we talking?
It's that extra 30 minutes that has put me in a partial coma because
Yeah.
my brain is not totally up to speed. I just said Channel 2 Action News. That's what I did for 7 years in Atlanta. That's
did, man.
almost what came out of my mouth.
Still in the
You're all
company.
I was shooting promos. I couldn't get words out of it. So, if nothing else,
Maybe you should
watch
go home
Action
early.
News Jax at 5 on CBS 47 Fox 30 to see what kind of a train wreck I'm going to be tonight.
Must see TV.
I mean, it's going to be must see TV.
Must see TV.
If they
Someone's
would
getting
start-
some emails.
If they would start promoting the news more like that, more people would watch.
Check out this train wreck.
Check out this train wreck. Oh, buddy.
I like that.
I think,
would, right?
I think my phone's going to blow up now, starting right now. Oh, the boss is he's out of town.
I can see it. I can see it for a
listen,
commercial,
nah.
standing there all
Husband's on like a
professional.
ship.
And it's like John Bachman. Check out this train
Check out
wreck.
this
And like,
train
you're
wreck.
looking all
Like,
serious and
real
everything.
serious.
You're like, yeah. Hey, check out
That's
this
right.
train wreck.
By the way,
That's right. I'm going to blow this thing up.
Next week, the boss would be like, "Hey, we thought it would be a great idea if John would stop up and kind of promote the 5 o'clock news daily. We don't think that's a good idea anymore."
We're not going to see John ever again, man. It's been fun while it lasted, dude.
Oh, shoot. Anyway, so we're going to talk a little bit about that on Action News Jax.
CBS 47 and Fox 30.
Thank you.
Yeah. If you're in Jacksonville.
If you're in Jacksonville, not Atlanta. Also, as you know, Brent, you probably didn't stop by the toy drive today, but
I did.
You did? Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Whole family.
Awesome. Well, as you know, there were a lot of people that turned up. And so we filled 9 of those enormous boxes.
That's awesome.
We're waiting on a final tally, but I'm hoping we're going to have that by 5 o'clock.
Okay, cool.
But just an enormous effort by everybody listening out there. 7 to 3 this afternoon outside Maggiano's at the town center, collecting toys for the Wolfson Children's Hospital. Fantastic event. So
Awesome.
we're going to cover that. And then just one bit of actual hard news here for us is a faculty member at Englewood High School has been reassigned. Some allegations the principal was made aware of that are concerning. They're investigating. So while they investigate, that faculty member has been reassigned. There's more to the story, clearly, that I can't get into because we're working to confirm a lot of stuff.
Okay.
Again, maybe at 5 or 6 we'll have some more of that information. But there's something going on there maybe.
All right, coming up tonight, 5 o'clock in just 15 minutes on CBS 47 and
I gotta
Fox
go.
30. You better go. 5 until 7. Then later tonight, 10 until 11:30, Action News Jax here in Jacksonville on CBS 47 and Fox 30. Happy birthday.
Yeah,
Good
thank
luck
you.
to Bartram tonight.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Happy birthday.
Thanks, guys.
Good luck to Fleming, too. I'm impartial.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I haven't
you
started
are.
rooting against Bartram just yet.
Not just yet.
Not yet.
Still
Next
a lot of soccer left,
Next
right?
year he'll root against Bartram.
Still a lot of soccer left.
All right, we
See
come
you
back.
guys.
Let's talk about the Patriots cheating. If you're not cheating, you're not trying to win, man.
Man, after my own heart right there,
Should see
Brent.
some
I
of
like
the things
that
we
quote.
do to the other radio stations in town.
Oh, it would.
They just haven't
people
figured
would be
it out
shocked. Absolutely. Check out this train wreck coming up.
yet. Next on ESPN 690.
ESPN 690, SportsCenter update.
I'm Jake Mitchell. After becoming the only team since 1987 to lose 5 straight games in a single season by 17 or more points, the Jags have signed rookie Tyler Gauthier off of New England's practice squad and rookie linebacker Dakota Allen off of the Los Angeles Rams practice squad to replace Jake Allen and Brandon Thomas, who both had to be placed on IR.
But from a football standpoint, we have absolutely nothing to do with the production people, what they do for the TV show and everything else. I've never seen a tape or anything that they've shot anywhere in any capacity.
That's the statement from Bill Belichick about what could be another Spygate incident. Details are still coming out, so expect more on this later. Stay connected with ESPN 690 while you're at work by listening on ESPN690.com. Best kept secret in tires is TireOutlet.com. Tire Outlet offers wholesale prices with premium service, and TireOutlet.com always has a safety-first focus. With locations throughout the First Coast, there's no need to go anywhere else for tires and service.
If you're tired of wearing glasses or contact lenses, call Meta Vision at Florida Eye Specialist, 268-EYES. They believe when it involves your eyes, you deserve the very best. Just ask golf professional Todd Bork.
I thought about LASIK for years, and I just finally got to the point where I'm getting older and I'm frustrated. I'm wearing distance glasses. Now it's raining, and that just doesn't work at all. I've tried contacts and failed miserably. Can't get them in and out of my eyes. So I just said, you know what? I'm not able to read the greens the way I think I need to. I want to do this for my golf and for myself. But I'm thrilled that I had it done. I can actually see to drive without glasses, and I can see the golf ball, and that's very important to me.
See why thousands of patients have chosen Meta Custom Vision and Florida Eye Specialist for their eyes. Call 268-EYES or online at metalaser.com. Hurry before your HSA or Flex spending accounts expire at the end of the year. Your eyes deserve the very best. Meta Custom Vision at Florida Eye Specialist. 268-EYES.
It's holiday time, so treat yourself to some golf or give the gift of golf. Hey everyone, this is Brent Martineau. The Golf Club at Southampton is one of the most fun tracks to play in the area, and it's very affordable. It's the home of the Action Sports Jax Dream 18 as well. Go to golfsouthampton.com for tee times, gift cards, and gift packages. There are 9 different options to choose from. It's the perfect gift. The gift of golf at Southampton this holiday season. Visit golfsouthampton.com.
You've been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. You have to carefully monitor your health for the rest of your life. And you have an increased risk of developing cardiovascular disease.
Cut, take 2, action.
You've been diagnosed with a new purpose, to fight for the amazing life you made for yourself. To look that risk of heart disease square in the face and say, no, not me. You've been given a new opportunity to live. Get started at NoDiabetesByHeart.org.
Hey everybody, this is Brent Martineau. If you've received a letter from the IRS and can't pay them, things can get bad quickly. The IRS can seize your bank account, garnish your wages, and place liens against everything you own. If this is you, contact J. David Tax Law, a local firm right here in Jacksonville. Your first step to stop IRS harassment is a no-cost consultation. They explain exactly your options and how they will resolve your tax issue. Only highly experienced tax attorneys will represent you, and fee payment plans are affordable for everyone. Get the protection you deserve. Peace of mind is only a click or phone call away. The fastest way to get started is to call 904-507-4777. 904-507-4777. Or online at jdavidtaxlaw.com. The number again, 904-507-4777. Or online at jdavidtaxlaw.com.
When the time comes to get your roof replaced, call Big Fish Roofing. We don't require any upfront deposits, and we are locally owned and operated by Jacksonville natives who have built their business on quality and integrity. At Big Fish Roofing, we know your roof is the first line of defense against the elements, so we make sure to deliver a quality project in a timely manner. You can find us at bigfishroofing.com or facebook.com/bigfishroofing, or give us a call at 904-685-8334.
Small business owners, it's been a great year, and now it's time to begin to make some end-of-year decisions. Instead of giving your hard-earned money to the tax man, consider reinvesting in your business with a quality pre-owned truck, van, or commercial work vehicle from Jacksonville Truck Center. With the largest selection of pre-owned work vehicles in North Florida and easy commercial financing, let us be your one-stop shop to get the job done today. We're on the corner of Arlington Expressway and Southside Connector. Stop by today or visit us at JacksonvilleTruckCenter.com.
Now, back to Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690 and ESPN690.com.
Again, from a football standpoint, we absolutely know what the rules are, and we are 100% in compliance, to the best of my knowledge, of every single rule that we're responsible for. And what another part of the organization does or doesn't do as part of their, whether it's game presentation or TV shows or stuff like that, I mean, I have no idea what that is.
That's Bill Belichick. Balling and falling coming up. Let's begin with the fallen in the New England Patriots.
That is fallen, man.
Because, they already have a stigma a little bit. And, listen, you don't need to cheat against Cincinnati, do you?
That's my point. We're talking about the Cincinnati Bengals here. And maybe this is why I'm not a coach, but if I was Bill Belichick, I'd literally come in for that first team meeting on a Monday or on a Wednesday and be like, we're playing the Bengals, stop mixing, let's watch South Park. And that's what we do. Because we're not watching film with the Bengals because we don't need to, man. They're not that good. There you go. Let's watch South Park.
But if it's a practice all the time, it doesn't matter who you're playing, because that would be a practice all the time of any kind of thing that they're doing. Here's the deal. We don't know a lot about this. There's mixed reports, and it's like, well, we didn't know this. And that is true, by the way. They have, like the Jags have a video department that shoots the games.
Yeah.
Like that gets every play from the up top, and that they'll go back and watch on film. And then they have a Jaguars.com video department that does features and mic'd up segments and all those things. So there too. But my belief, at least from everything I know, and I know a lot of the folks down there, yes, they're two separate things. They do two different things, but they also, it's not like the coaches or whatever couldn't be privy to what one or the other is doing. Couldn't be. I'm not saying they are, but I'm not saying everything gets okayed by coaches. I also know some folks in the New England Patriots, actually, video staff, because for their .com.
Sure.
They do a bunch of programming as well. And the Patriots are a little different. They do a lot of their stuff in-house. Mm-hmm. So like the Jaguars All Access show we do here, and with the Jags in CBS 47,
sure,
they don't do that in New England. They produce those shows themselves and those kind of shows.
Okay.
So every team operates a little bit differently. And I could see it being a little bit more disconnected in New England. It just because I've seen the layout before.
Okay.
I know the folks that are involved. It's more like a website or a TV production place operating inside their building, but not really attached to the football side of things.
Yeah.
So I understand what Belichick's saying. It's just a matter of now, do we believe the Patriots, right? Do we believe? And I think what else hurts the Patriots a little bit here, this is going to be a real stretch, but Houston Astros.
Oh, yeah.
The Houston Astros have proven to us that, or it hadn't been proven, I guess, yet, but there's certainly a strong indication of it just re-enters our mind about cheating in sports, and that people go to great lengths to either steal signs or do whatever. We see it in college football. They hold up the screens now around the offensive and defensive coaches for play calling. People are trying to steal signals, trying to get an edge. There's so much money, so much job, whatever. Some of that is just getting an edge and within the gamesmanship of the sport, but other people will go to great lengths to get that edge, and sometimes cheating and with throwing integrity to the wind, if you will.
Sure, yeah. I mean, listen, I get it's the Patriots, so right off the bat, it kind of adds a little more than it usually should, right? And we'll kind of see how this plays out. Once again, it's the Bengals. Now, if it comes out like, yeah, they've been doing it with more than one team, then you start to kind of get a conspiracy theory going on. But I don't. All I have to go off of right now is that, yeah, supposedly it was like the sideline footage, right? So there was a guy in the stands, is what it made it sound like, right? There's a guy in the stands recording the game, which reminds me of like a high school parent. Like when you're in high school, the football team would pay like a parent an extra like $50 to go like scout the other team, get ready to play in the playoffs. So like immediately, I'm just thinking, like, all right, so a guy's sitting in the stands recording it, which is weird to me.
Well, I think the story was they were doing a feature on some of those folks, do like a game day, what a game day is like. That's kind of what the story was like.
And I guess the biggest thing is, if that is the case, and let's say Belichick didn't know what was going on and that they were cheating, I mean, how much can you really garner from recording a sideline like that? I mean, and I don't know. I mean, I honestly don't know the answer. I know on defense you can't get anything. But obviously on the offensive side of the ball, I mean, how much can you gather? Because it's not like coaches are giving away signs. I mean, hey, they use microphones. They talk into helmets, right? It's 2019. So I honestly don't know how much you can gather.
Depends how good that lens is. Because
Okay.
you know one thing that I've always considered sometimes because of the paranoia of stealing things. You know how when they show I remember Mike McCarthy probably more so than anybody when he would call plays, but I think Peterson was like this. You could see it yesterday. They show that tight shot, and they show the call sheet, the plays,
of course,
over his mouth,
yeah.
And I'm like, some team is taking that tight shot and trying to zoom in and see if they can see what plays are on the
same
sheet.
Thing, man.
Right? Andy Reid does it.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if I bet teams try to do it. That's maybe you can't make it out. I don't know.
Sure.
But I think of it like that. I'm like, hey, can somebody see that if they really stopped it, zoomed in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
again, you got to remember these folks will go to great lengths to win. Just one little thing can help you win. They're paranoid. They think that makes the difference, and maybe they're right on some occasions. I don't know.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Like, I get it. Say you zoom up on Andy Reid's play sheet and you can see some of the calls. Well, the terminology, I mean, every team's got that, right? So you still have to know what call he's going to actually call. I don't know.
I don't know if it benefits in my view. I don't think it, but I'm just watching a game, I've thought about that in the past. We come back, we'll do a little balling, including an NBA guy that I had no idea still existed.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's next.
Okay.
Holiday traditions are alive and well inside every Home Depot. And right now, outside as well, with a lot full of fresh-cut Christmas trees of every size and shape. Come walk the lot. Pick one out and save. Or, if you can't make it outside, order online and we'll deliver one right to your door for free. Fresh cut Christmas trees, in-store, or with free online delivery. Only from the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Selection and prices vary by store. See store for details.
It's time for some straight talk. You know those football players who are all talk, no show? Well, big wireless carriers aren't much different. Well, Straight Talk Wireless doesn't give you the hype, just the savings. For just $45 a month, you'll get the unlimited plan with 25 gigs of high-speed data, then 2G. No contract. All on the same 4G LTE networks as the big guys, but up to half the cost. Savings delivered right to your wallet. Only at Walmart. Savings may vary. See terms and conditions at straighttalk.com.
As you know by now, I love the wings at Mr. Chubby's Wings. Hey, everyone, this is Brent Martineau. You'll love them, too, and you have to try the wings. But Mr. Chubby's has a full menu. Parents, kids, and sports teams, this is made for you. The American Dream Special. Burgers, fries, and a famous Mr. Chubby Shake for just $12.99. The American Dream Special. I suggest throwing in some wings, too, especially the Maple Cajun. 2 locations, the West Side and in Fleming Island. Chub it up at the place to be, Mr. Chubby's Wings.
There's a new sports medicine practice in Jacksonville.
Hi, my name is Stan Longenecker.
Hi, I'm Dr. Grimsley.
I'm Dr. Michael Adams.
Ortho Edge.
We don't use PAs in my practice. We believe that the patient pays money for a doctor and should be seen by a doctor.
They're getting the most technologically available medicine there is.
Ortho Edge.
You're going to get a much better experience with your physician. We all see our patients every time.
Find out more about us at orthoedge.com.
We're in the DePaul building attached to St. Vincent's Medical Center, Riverside.
Garrett Cole, a deal worth more than the 7-year, $235 million contract Steven Strasburg and the Nationals agreed to. It's unclear what the specifics of New York's offer is. Today, Patriots coach Bill Belichick denied any involvement with the videographer caught taping the Bengals sideline during their game against the Browns. The videographer filming for the Patriots website was credentialed by the Browns. There was an apparent miscommunication with the Bengals. The NFL's investigating. ESPN's Ryan Clark.
Do I believe that the Patriots have cheated before or tried to push the envelope in the advantages that they can gain? Absolutely. Do I necessarily think that this situation was about getting the Bengals sideline filmed or getting it on camera? No, I don't. I don't believe that the New England Patriots would be so careless, would be so disrespectful.
Patriots were punished in 2007 for violating NFL rules by using video to steal signals. NHL Stars fired coach Jim Montgomery for unprofessional conduct. Assistant Rick Bowness takes over as interim coach.
Worried about finding the perfect gift this holiday? We've got you covered, because when you give the gift of Peloton, you're giving the gift they're guaranteed to love with efficient, high-intensity cardio workouts right at home all year long. For more details, see onepeloton.com.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anna Jar and Levine studios. Anna Jar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. ESPN 690. Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station. Brent Martineau.
You see him every day on CBS 47, Fox 30, Action Sports Jags.
Austin Lane.
He's a former Jag star and current MMA fighter.
Broadcasting live from the Anajar and Levine studio.
This is Action Sports Jags on ESPN 690 and ESPN690.com.
From what I understand, that we've given them everything, that whatever they were doing there for the TV show, whatever it was, that they've given them everything. Again, I have no idea what really this is about, or what any specifics on it. All I know is what I've been told, and yeah, I'm sure that they gave them everything that they want.
On to Cincinnati. That's about as much as you'll hear Belichick talk right there.
Yeah.
So I don't know what to make about the cheating thing. It doesn't bother me that much. I know people, listen, I actually got scolded on social media for berating the Patriots yesterday on the show.
Heard about that.
Yeah. But that part doesn't bother me. Like, I think they've been very good.
Everywhere.
I think, I don't even know, like, I understand the filming of practice at the Super Bowl thing, the whole Spygate. From an integrity standpoint, from everything else, but I'm kind of with you on, like, what are you actually gaining?
Mm-hmm.
Even to a degree, the Houston stuff. I've said this before when we were talking about the Houston stealing signs. You still have to be very committed to that. And as a hitter, like, you better trust that guy giving you the right information, especially when something's going in 99 miles an hour at you.
For sure.
So I still think you have to perform regardless. And I'm not saying it's okay. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying it doesn't bother me as much as it bothers other people. And I think part of the people say this miffs them because it's the Patriots. If this was the Bengals doing it, nobody would blink an eye. It still would be just as egregious or just as whatever, but they wouldn't really say as much. We all want to say, well, this is why the Patriots have been good for two decades.
Yep.
I'll tell you why they've been good for 2 decades, because they have the greatest player of all time. That's Tom Brady. That's why they've been good. And you might say Bill Belichick, but I say Tom Brady. Mm-hmm. And so that's why they've been good for 2 decades. Not really because they rolled the tape on somebody's sideline. I just don't see it.
Yeah.
I don't believe in it, but gives us something to at least get mad about. So that was the Fallen today for both of us. It'd be interesting to see where that goes. How about a Ballin' here on a Tuesday edition of Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. We've hit the 5 o'clock hour.
Yeah. So ballin', Brent, and let's be honest, there wasn't a lot of ballin' from that Chargers game, right?
No.
But if I was going to nominate somebody for ballin' from that game besides Logan Cook,
Austin Eckler,
the pass heard around
Phillip
the
Rivers.
Well, I mean, yes, Austin Eckler was good for my fantasy football team. Shout out to Austin Eckler. I owe you dinner along with Lamar Jackson as well. You guys can come claim your prizes whenever at ESPN690. But the guy I'm giving ballin' to is Yannick Ngakoue. Not so much for his production maybe in the box score, but for the restraint and for just the overall calmness that he showed as being a leader after Phillip Rivers completed a pass and Yannick Ngakoue helped him up. Check out this audio.
90-yard touchdown! 90-yard touchdown!
Hey, 17, you see I ain't talking, right? Stay humble, bro.
But you know he's right here.
Stay humble, cuz.
I can say 90 yards. I can be excited.
Yeah, but don't do that by my ear. Don't do it by my ear now.
I will do it by my ear. I will do it by my ear. No.
Hey,
That's what I do.
1-7.
That's what I do.
I'll holler at you after the game.
Okay. So now to start that scene real quick because you couldn't see it. You ever seen the movie Alien? You know when the alien, the xenomorph is right by Sigourney Weaver's character, like breathing down her neck and kind of like drooling and stuff, and she's like, That's
one
exactly
of the few
how
references I get on the movies. Yes,
that's exactly how close Phillip Rivers was to Yannick Ngakoue. It was that close, and the fact that Yannick Ngakoue somehow persevered, give him the Nobel Peace Prize. Don't worry about me and the whole cake pie debate. Give that to Yannick Ngakoue, man, because I'll be honest, if Phillip Rivers did that to me, and once again, he's not cussing, he's just really loud in my face, I probably would have retaliated, when you're down that much. But that's Phillip Rivers, I guess, man.
Yeah, by the way, that courtesy of Jaguars.com. You can see more of that on Jaguars.com. They had Yannick Ngakoue mic'd up, and that was an incredible moment. I actually enjoyed the entire thing. And I was sitting with the kids at that time when that play happened.
Yeah.
And I think I took a still shot of that scene because I thought I saw it happen. So, I mean, I'm up in like section 203, so I have no idea what there's being said. But I saw, and I was like, oh, Rivers and Yannick are going after it right now. And Yannick is not going to come off this field without,
you thought for sure he was coming for blood.
I thought so, because I knew what Rivers was doing.
Yeah.
And not Mike Williams. I think Keenan Allen was not far away.
Okay.
and he was dancing. Like, he's also in that shot. He ends up coming in. But if you looked at him from afar, like if you get the all-22, he's like dancing on the play, like really rubbing it in. I mean, and by that time, what is it, like 38-10?
Oh, I know,
or
man.
38-3? I mean, it's something terrible. So already, like, I'm frustrated. Like, if Phillip Rivers did that to me, I would have punched him.
Of course. At that point, it's like, Jesus, take the wheel, and whatever happens, happens. But, like, I'm not even my own body anymore. Like, I'm on cruise control, you know?
So I do give credit to Yannick.
Dude, that's huge on his part, man.
For not saying anything. And then I also, though, there's just something about Rivers that's amazing here. One, you said he doesn't swear. We already know. Like, that was big talk all week, and really it's been talk for a long, long time. But I do wonder if he does drop like an MFer in there.
Sure.
Does the swearing escalate a discussion like that so much that Yannick then does react? It's great. It's a great test of psychology there.
Yeah, it's a good question.
Like, if I say that to you, I'm like, 90 yards. By the way, it was only 84. But 90 yards. And I say,
check your math,
90
Phillip.
yards, you.
Yeah. Maybe you add it a little bit, but at the same time, if I'm a player, I take the disrespect more from not what he said, just how close he was in my ear. I mean, the guy was literally yelling right in his ear.
Yeah.
And, like, you know how helmets work. I mean, it echoes. It's like a stereo coming in at you. So I would be more ticked off at the fact that he's literally screaming in my face and you're a quarterback, you know?
Yeah, there's something about there's one other part of this that I respect out of Rivers. And that is that his ability and willingness to sound like that and tick people off, knowing that he's going back out there in about 5 minutes and a guy can take a cheap shot at him at any time.
Without a doubt.
And so I give him a little bit of credit to not care about that part. Because you guys are crazy that play that game. And I thought Yannick might say, wait until the next time I come out here.
Sure.
He said, I'll talk to you after the game in a very nice, I mean, you're talking about Nobel Peace
fair,
Prize.
Though, I'll talk to you after the game. I mean, that could mean a couple things.
That could mean a lot of things. But I didn't get the sense that mean let's fight after the game.
See, I did.
You did?
That's what I got.
Oh, I didn't get that.
Cruz, can you play that last part again? I'll talk to you after the game real quick.
I will do my
No. Hey,
That's what I do.
1-7.
That's what I do.
I'll holler at you after the game.
See, that to me, that's passionate. I'll holler at you after the game.
Did you see the follow-up, though? They talked to each other.
Oh, and it was
they
fun.
like, yo, you're good, man. You're good. Yeah, they were good.
It's not good. I would have been pouting because I just got my butt kicked on national television, and I would have met him in the parking lot.
Yeah, I get the sense out of that he was just going to be like, it's like, do you have to do that in my ear, man?
Yeah.
I respect you because I think there's a lot of respect for Rivers' game.
Sure.
You know, there are some guys that, now, if that was like Baker Mayfield, I mean, I think Jan might have swung.
For sure.
Right?
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. Because you kind of have to earn your stripes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Phillip Rivers has earned
Baker Mayfield hasn't earned anything
And
yet.
I think there's a genuine, like, appreciation for Rivers because of like what I just said. Like, that guy's talking trash, but he's talking clean trash. Like you're on the basketball court. Like that's the way I relate it. It's like, hey, we're going to play horse, or we're going to play one-on-one, and I'm going to talk trash as I beat you.
Sure.
And then we're going to go have lunch after. Like that's kind of the way Rivers is.
I mean, that's who he is. I think at least he's being genuine, right? Yeah. Like, to be fair with Baker Mayfield, I think Baker Mayfield is more of the outspoken type. But at the same time, like we just said, he hasn't earned his stripes yet. So if Baker Mayfield does that to you, he's screaming in your ear. Yeah, I think the retaliation could warrant a little more than Phillip Rivers.
One other part of this story that so we're watching this, or I show him it yesterday on Twitter, Ty and Kaylee.
Yep.
And we're kind of like chuckling about it, laughing about it. Because I remember I said, hey, this is what I was talking about during the game. We saw them like this close. This is what was being said, which is also kind of cool. I love that Jags mic up some of the players and worked out to be in that situation. But Ty's like, why doesn't he call him Rivers? Why does he call him 1-7?
Oh.
I'm like, Ty. Like, he was so mad about it.
Yeah,
He's like, I don't understand it. We know it's Phillip Rivers. He knows it's Rivers. Why does he call him 17 or 1-7?
Yeah,
I said,
just
Ty,
guys do that.
That's because, like, when you get your scouting report, like, you guys don't, I think I'm right on this, let me know. But I think when you guys go over, like, players in team meeting rooms, like even Tom Brady, you say number 12.
Sure.
Like, or Name your guy, but you say you can do it in basketball too. They name numbers. They don't name names.
Yeah,
say LeBron James, they'll say 23. They won't say LeBron. Maybe they will in basketball. I don't know. But
for instance, like if we're preparing on the defensive line, it's just by numbers, right?
Everything's
because
numbers.
We're not concerned about names because you can't see the name on the back of their jersey.
Yeah.
We look at the front of their jersey. So it's all about numbers.
That's what I was trying to explain to him. So it's like you're brainwashed all week on this film of this team, and all you care about is numbers. You're not really saying that's Phillip Rivers who's going to go to the Hall of Fame, and that's cool. We're playing. I mean, at the end of the day, you might say that, or going into the game, you might acknowledge that, but it's still a number.
It's not a name; it's just a number.
Yeah. I was trying to tell Ty that.
I'm proud of you, Brent. You get that one on the head right there.
I'm not going to call you Austin anymore. I'm just going to call you 92.
9-2. It's better than in Chicago when I was 7'3", the most swaggerless defensive end number of all time. So
that is pretty swagless.
It is swaggerless.
Swaggerless.
There you go. You got it.
Evan Britton would disagree.
Well, he was 73 too, right?
He was.
Yeah, I know. Well, he's an offensive lineman. He can get away with it.
Yeah.
I'm a defensive end with an offensive lineman's number. Okay.
Is that like the worst number possible
for a defensive end?
I mean, 72 would have been fine, but you can't do that in Chicago. That's the fridge.
I know. Like the eligible numbers, that's probably one of the worst defensive end numbers of all time.
I actually didn't even know 73 was an eligible number.
Maybe it wasn't. Maybe that shows where I was standing on the roster.
This was our training camp?
Well, yeah, so we got this Lane kid coming in. Yeah, just give him 73 and whatever. Yeah.
That is odd, man.
Yeah.
I got to go find me another number 73 on defense.
But I think I've shared this story before, but here's the funny part about it. So obviously I hated that number. It was swaggerless. And I get through training camp, don't make the team, come back, at the last game of the season, they bring me back on the roster. And they asked me, what number do you want? And I said, give me 73. Because at that point, I was like, it's so swaggerless, and I was so upset. Like, I wanted to make it work for me.
Yeah.
Right? Like, this is my number now, and I'm going to put 73 on the map from a defensive end perspective. No, I didn't, but that was my goal.
See, I think that was a problem in Chicago for you. If you had 92 or 94, you would have been.
Who you telling,
Brent?
Brent?
You'd still be playing.
Brent, when I tell you, the Kansas City, man, and that 3-4 defense, big defensive tackle, that number 90? That was 90. Oh, the straight 90. So smooth.
So you were 92 here.
Yeah.
90 there, 73. Weren't you 97 at one time?
I was 97 in Detroit, man. Back to college. That was a nice surprise as well.
So college was 97.
Yep.
Maybe that's why I remember it. Probably even more than Detroit. But
there you go.
All right. Is that it? Those four numbers?
And then 73. Yep. Yeah.
You have all four jerseys somewhere?
So I have three. The Bears were so stingy. Like, it was the only team where, like, you couldn't get your jersey at the end of the year. You couldn't take your helmet at the end of the year.
You couldn't.
They were so stingy. And I'm not sure.
You couldn't even pay for it?
No. And I'm not sure there's, like, more like a McCaskey, like, ownership kind of thing. But they were, like, the stingiest of the stingy. Don't know what to tell you. So I don't have any Bears gear at all.
So they didn't, they wouldn't have condoned these jersey swaps at the end of games?
No. I mean, now I'm sure the game has changed.
Well,
but
you
back then,
know when the jersey swap, guys have to pay for it.
Of course. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm sure they don't condone that at all. Yeah, they were shutting fun down in Chicago a little bit.
Absolutely, sounds like it.
See how it panned out for them.
The Windy City.
The Windy City.
Swaggerless City.
That's Brent Martineau. AS Brent on Twitter, I think, or something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
How about a happy hour horn? Maybe we could toast the Windy City with a little Vita de Louis.
Nobody come between us. Can't make nobody come between us. Oh, cherry baby.
As the careless party now begin, see the beautiful ladies marching in. There's enough for everyone to win. We're gonna make this party the best thing happening. This is my favorite place. Nothing will replace, no. Nothing. Anything goes, gangsters are rolling, half-face smiling, heads over, think of the rhythm, what you're drinking. Anything goes, hey.
Grab a drink, get a shot, sip your Star Tender.
Vita de Louis recently got a 98 rating, and then they debuted Reposado and Añejo, two new flavors, at a 94 rating. Check it out at VitaDeLouis.com, a locally owned tequila right here in Jacksonville, made in Tequila, Mexico, shipped directly to Jax Beach. Make your own recipes with Vita de Louis tequila, one of the smoothest tequilas you'll ever taste. Perfect for the holidays. Such a good gift. If you're looking for a gift, always tough to find, especially like a company gift. This would be perfect. Go to VitaDeLouis.com to purchase and find out where to purchase Vita de Louis, plus merchandise as well. We're going to take a time out. When we come back, Interesting article today about free agents for the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'll run down this list and see either how bad or how good the Jaguars have been at hitting on free agents the last few years. The theme of the show today is where did it all go wrong from 2017 to 2019?
Yeah.
I'll let you guess.
Check this train wreck out next on ESPN690.
Action Sports Jax with Brent Martineau on ESPN 690 is brought to you by Best Bet Jacksonville and Orange Park.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Clouds will move in this evening and later on a few showers as temperatures tonight drop into the 60s. From the First Alert Weather Center, I'm Action News Jax Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds, where now through December 24th, you get 20% off everything in the store, including loose diamonds, only at Beard's Diamonds.
I'm Dr. Eric Kim of the Heekin Clinic. I've dedicated my career to helping eliminate joint pain many patients suffer every day. At the Heekin Clinic, we use the most advanced surgical and non-surgical techniques, including robotic-aided knee replacement, which has produced outstanding results for our patients. I'm excited to be part of the Heekin Clinic team and look forward to helping the patients in Northeast Florida live a pain-free life.
The Heekin Clinic, complete orthopedic care specializing in total joint replacement. Visit HeekinClinic.com for more information or to set up an appointment.
Hey everybody, this is Brent Martineau. If you've received a letter from the IRS and can't pay them, things can get bad quickly. The IRS can seize your bank account, garnish your wages, and place liens against everything you own. If this is you, contact J. David Tax Law, a local firm right here in Jacksonville. Your first step to stop IRS harassment is a no-cost consultation. They explain exactly your options and how they will resolve your tax issue. Only highly experienced tax attorneys will represent you, and fee payment plans are affordable for everyone. Get the protection you deserve. Peace of mind is only a click or phone call away. The fastest way to get started is to call 904-507-4777. 904-507-4777. Or online at jdavidtaxlaw.com. The number again, 904-507-4777. Or online at jdavidtaxlaw.com. Trust, tradition, and quality. A winning combination to feel good about your home. Sometimes it's just that time to replace your roof. Or maybe you need to fix your roof after a recent storm. Hey, everybody, it's Brent Martineau of Action Sports Jax. And there are so many roofing companies in the area. But which one can you trust? Let me tell you about my friends at Jack C. Wilson Roofing Company. Trust a family-owned business with owners that grew up right here in Jacksonville. Talk to the owners directly. Get free estimates. And you can trust Jack C. Wilson Roofing to walk you through each step of the process. Tradition? Jack C. Wilson is a name you know. The longest-standing roofing company in Northeast Florida. They have been repairing and replacing asphalt shingle roofs since 1946. How about quality? A roof you will tell your neighbors about. Quality from start to finish, shingle by shingle. You can request a free estimate at jackcwilsonroofing.com. It's the first name in Jacksonville roofing. And make sure you let them know Brent Martineau sent you.
The most wonderful time of the year deserves the most wonderful sale of the year. And for that, you got to go see Arlington Toyota, where you can still get huge Toyotathon savings and pay up to 50% less on remaining 2019s. With over 1,000 new and used on the lot every day, that's a whole lot of Toyotathon savings happening right now at Arlington. How about a 2019 Toyota Camry? It's not $19,745. Now it's only $15,581. That's $15,581 for a pre-owned 2019 Toyota Camry at Arlington. Got to have a 2019 Toyota RAV4? It's not $22,925. No way. Now it's just $19,481. Just $19,481 for a pre-owned 2019 Toyota RAV4 XLE at Arlington. Plus, you're going to get all the rewards and benefits of the Arlington Toyota $5,000 Advantage Club with your purchase. Toyotathon is on, but it won't last forever. Get in today and pay up to 50% less on remaining 2019s at Arlington Toyota. In person at 10939 Atlantic Boulevard and online anytime at arlingtontoyota.com. Visit arlingtontoyota.com/Toyotathon for offer details.
This Christmas, Beard's Diamonds is giving you more sparkle.
With 20% off everything in their massive showroom, including loose diamonds.
So now you can go bigger on her ring, bigger on her necklace, bigger on her earrings.
Because Beard's Diamonds is giving you an extra 20% off everything, including loose diamonds.
Nobody in the town center does that. Plus, Plus, you get special financing.
Now through December 24th, save an extra 20% off Beard's already low prices.
It's your last chance this year to save on all wedding bands, designer engagement rings, diamond earrings, and more.
All at an incredible 20% off.
It's the largest inventory in all of North Florida.
If you're popping the question this holiday season, this is the sale you've been waiting for.
But only until December 24th. Get 20% off everything at Beard's Diamonds, where exceptional is affordable.
In the St. John's Town Center or at beardsdiamonds.com.
Attention men and women. If you would like to get your hair back, then you need to listen to some of our clients. John in Orange Park.
IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Call IHRS now at 904-777-IHRS. Find out how to grow your hair back with a free hair and scalp examination. Mike from Bay Meadows.
I finally found the most experienced company who could restore my hair. Now I have hair where I had none before.
Results guaranteed. Diane from Ponte Vedra.
Now I have what lotions couldn't give me. Thick, beautiful hair.
Find out why you're losing your hair and how to grow your hair back. Call 904-777-IHRS for a limited time free hair and scalp examination.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
Thank you, IHRS.
Thanks, IHRS, for giving me my hair back.
Hurry, this free examination, normally $199, is yours for free and good only through Sunday. For your free examination, call IHRS at 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Call now.
Locally owned and operated businesses give our community character by offering unique options for shopping and dining.
They are a big part of what makes living in the 904 so great.
Shop the 904. Powered by Cox Media Group.
Are you an aspiring small business owner looking to develop your own company? Are you already in business but needing to find ways to grow revenue by attracting additional customers? If so, then come speak to one of the highly trained counselors at SCORE. Since 1964, SCORE has helped more than 11 million current and prospective entrepreneurs through mentoring, workshops, and educational services. Schedule your free and confidential mentoring session at one of 6 counseling offices in the Jacksonville area by visiting jacksonville.score.org.
Trust, tradition, and quality. A winning combination to feel good about your home. Sometimes it's just that time to replace your roof. Or maybe you need to fix your roof after a recent storm. Hey, everybody, it's Brent Martineau of Action Sports Jacks. And there are so many roofing companies in the area. But which one can you trust? Let me tell you about my friends at Jack C. Wilson Roofing Company. Trust a family-owned business with owners that grew up right here in Jacksonville. Talk to the owners directly. Get free estimates. And you can trust Jack C. Wilson Roofing to walk you through each step of the process. Tradition? Jack C. Wilson is a name you know. The longest-standing roofing company in Northeast Florida. They have been repairing and replacing asphalt shingle roofs since 1946. How about quality? A roof you will tell your neighbors about. Quality from start to finish, shingle by shingle. You can request a free estimate at jackcwilsonroofing.com. It's the first name in Jacksonville roofing. And make sure you let them know Brent Martineau sent you.
Shop the 904. We're local, you're local, shop local. This holiday season, shop local retailers right here in the 904.
When you shop local retailers, you're making an investment in our own community.
When you shop locally owned businesses, most of the money you spend with them stays right here in our community.
Locally owned and operated businesses give our community character by offering unique options for shopping and dining.
They are a big part of what makes living in the 904 so great.
Shop the 904. Local businesses are also the ones who give more back to the community by supporting local charities and sponsoring your kids' sports teams.
This holiday season, when you shop the 904, you're also giving the gift of helping your local community stay unique.
Sure, it's tempting to try to save a few bucks shopping the giant online or national retailers, but those few bucks you save would do more for our local economy if you shop local.
Shop the 904 and help keep our community unique.
Shop the 904. Powered by Cox Media Group. Spay or neuter your pet. Help them live a longer, happy life. First Coast No More Homeless Pets has free and low-cost programs available now. Make your appointment today. Call 425-0005, 425-0005, or fcnmhp.org.
Hey everybody, Trey Wingo here from Golic and Wingo. Thanks for making ESPN 690 the fastest growing sports station in Jacksonville. It's clear Northeast Florida has great taste in radio. I mean, you're listening to me every morning, right? Join the ESPN 690 team and get your business notice today. The First Coast is making the switch to ESPN 690, and there's no better time to get your business in front of them. Call ESPN 690 today, 245-8732. That's 245-8732. Grow your business today on the new ESPN 690.
Oye, amigo, it is the Dan Le Batard Show on ESPN Radio.
And this guy writes in, where was all this Masvidal love before his recent success? Real fans have had his back for a long time.
The Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugatz on ESPN Radio and ESPN News.
Hey, it's Mike Golic from Golic and Wingo. Well, I'm assuming you can hear this as long as Justin didn't pull a Coos move and mess up. You're listening to Action Sports Jax with Brent Martineau and Austin Lane on ESPN 690 and ESPN690.com.
Yeah, my confidence it doesn't change based off how things are going. You know, I got confidence in my guys up front. I got confidence in the guys I'm throwing to. I got confidence in our defense. So that's not going to change based off who we're playing, what the score is, whatever. I'm going to believe in my guys and believe we can go down and score anytime we get the ball.
That's Gardner Minshew. I can tell you this, my friend Gardner. My confidence has wavered a lot in this football team. All right, you want to make a decision?
Me?
This is one of my favorite things, that we do. CBS 47 and Fox 30. See, sometimes there's I got to explain to people double headers and all that stuff. That's the other question.
Okay.
It's like, I can't believe people still haven't figured this out.
Sure.
But anyway, we do get like a window to pick the games. Like if we want to try to change, they don't always change it for us.
Okay.
But they may assign us a game.
Hit me with them. What do we got?
The late games on CBS, let me just make sure I'm reading this right.
Jaguars. I want the Jaguars
Well, we
game.
always have the Jaguars game.
Okay. Passed. Done.
Even considering Jason, Baltimore and Cleveland, is a game, that we could do.
Okay.
Detroit at Denver, Oakland at the Chargers.
Okay. Wait, Oakland at the Chargers. Wait, what? This is for not next week.
No, you got the 2 weeks ahead.
I'm sorry. Okay.
That's the other reason. We don't get to go week to week. You got to be 12 days ahead.
Okay.
Okay.
Give them to me again, please.
So Detroit at Denver, Oakland at the Chargers, Baltimore, Cleveland.
Baltimore, Cleveland.
All right, just double checking. That's what everybody's saying.
Got any more brain busters, Brent?
I'm just saying. That was an easy one.
This is the Cleveland Browns team that beat Baltimore in like week 4 or 5.
That was an easy one.
Yeah.
Just think I'll be kicking your ass in fantasy championship that week.
I welcome it. I can't wait. You gonna get there? Are you in the playoffs?
Am I in the playoffs?
Hey, that shows you how much I'm taking you seriously. To me, you're the Cincinnati Bengals right now. Okay.
I killed it.
You killed it?
Week 1. I'm not talking too early.
You're not done because it's 2 weeks.
Jake the Tank. He was talking a lot of garbage.
Sure he was. Well, and that's the thing about it. Me and you, we have targets on our backs.
We do.
Because I've kind of been getting the same thing from Aaron, where it's like, since we're in the sports, media,
we're experts.
So they're coming after us. Like we have I'll just say how the team does. All we can do is put the guys out there and hope they do well. We're not playing for them.
No.
It is what it is.
And if I was playing for them, I'd be undefeated.
It is what it is.
How about this? We add to this ESPN 690. I'm assuming this was either automatic or Justin put this out there on our Facebook page. Hear the game tonight, the play-by-play after the Texas Tech versus Louisville game, Indiana against Connecticut. That's the game we'll have tonight.
Is there a spelling mistake? Because if so, then I put it out there.
Well, no, but it does kind of read funny. Hear the game tonight, hear the play-by-play after the Texas. There's a couple of hears, like HEARs in there.
Oh, no!
I mean,
you love to see it.
I spelled it right, but 2 of them in the 5 words might be a little much. That's 40%.
That's a lot of hears.
It's 40% hearing.
Yeah.
Well, it is radio. It's 100% hearing.
Yeah. Really getting that point across. Okay.
But anyway, so we got a little badge. See, that's a badge.
Oh, cool.
Shows that. So, Coos did this.
Okay.
David Scott Myers replies, big game here in Jacksonville. My 70-year-old mother would be a better sports program director than who decided to put this on.
Who's in charge of that? Is that you?
Appreciate it.
It's just the national game.
Oh,
man.
I don't know.
We don't get a choice.
Well, I want someone to blame. If we have fans that are upset, I want to know who I'm blaming. I'm pointing the finger.
What do they want us to do? Put the Bartram Fleming Island soccer game on? I mean, who's playing locally? It's exam week.
Yeah. relax, everybody. Okay.
It doesn't matter. We don't get a
Son,
say
you can't
in that.
get your college basketball fix tonight. So it's not doing it for you.
But it's the same thing like on the TV side. People think like we have like these buttons that I can just go push and say, hey, I want that game on. No, it's called DirecTV, people. This just in. Go get it. Or go to a bar if you want to watch any game you want to watch.
If worse comes worse, in 2 weeks, you got the Ravens, the Browns. You're welcome, everybody.
All right.
It's an Austin Lane special.
I never got to my balling.
Oh, yeah.
And I've got to be honest with you. This happened last night.
Okay.
And you're really in our business because I did just call myself an expert.
Yeah.
And that's not true because you really don't want to say when you don't know much. But this also is a reminder of how much I follow early season NBA or maybe even the NBA in general. So I'm looking down, I think, at Twitter, and it shows a game-winning basket. And it says, Derrick Rose with the game winner. I'm like, that guy's still playing?
Oh, wow, Brent.
I'm like, where's he playing?
Yeah.
Like, where is he playing?
He's okay. It's not Chicago anymore, right?
Don't say it, Coos. Wait.
I think Derrick Rose is playing. Is he in Minnesota?
No, he's in Detroit.
Oh, I knew it was up there. Yeah, that was my bad. Yeah.
But the whole point of the conversation here, balling because he delivered the game winner. Not only that, he had 21 points and 7 assists or 7 rebounds. Coos, is he playing well? Like, is he doing okay?
Yeah, last year he was playing really well too, and this year he's just kind of picked it up.
Was he in Detroit last year?
Yes. Minnesota 2 years before.
Okay, there it is. Thank you. I thought for sure.
Yeah, I knew
Minnesota.
it was in Minnesota one time, but
yeah.
I mean, you talk about a guy that, to me, like casual, very casual, at least this time of year, especially.
Yeah.
NBA guy.
Yeah.
Disappeared.
Yeah.
Well, the injury really did him in.
But I thought so much so that, like, it's kind of like Vince Carter. When Vince Carter's name gets heard, I'm like, oh my gosh, he's still playing. He's like,
but that's
500.
an age thing, yeah.
No, I know. But I mean, I went 3 years without hearing Vince Carter's name mentioned, and I was like, he's still playing?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And so, like, Derrick Rose to me was a little bit like that. Now, he's obviously a lot younger and playing at a better level and a higher level and contributing. But I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
When I saw that, I was like, he's playing for Detroit?
Right.
I haven't heard Derrick Rose's name mentioned. It's just amazing in sports how you can go. There's only 32 teams, but in the NBA especially, where they talk about Zion Williamson and the Pelicans and Anthony Davis and the soap operas like L.A. and L.A. and the Clippers now and the bad turn of the Warriors.
The Knicks.
And the Knicks always. But you forget about 20 of the teams in the NBA.
Yeah.
I mean, 20 of the team. I mean, the Bucks are obviously relevant, but
like even like the Heat are doing good this year.
Had no idea.
And no one knows.
I mean, like,
and we're in the state of Florida.
I have said this in the past. Like, I don't know if I could name 5 people on the Heat.
Sure.
I mean, I don't. I just don't watch the NBA like that. I have no reason to watch the NBA like that.
I can probably name 3. I think. Yeah.
Can you name 5? Coos? I mean, you do the Drive and Dish podcast, man.
5. So you got Butler, you got Nunn, you got Harrow, you got Zach Collins. One more.
Dwayne Wade?
Oh, maybe the guy
Dwayne Wade's not there.
Oh, he's not there.
Maybe isn't Dragic still there or not?
Oh, Dragic, yeah. Dragic's still there. Point guard. I shouldn't have missed him.
What's up, man? I know, right? He's like the...
Yeah, he's a big contributor.
And maybe the biggest undertold underdog story of all is Spoelstra's still there.
That's true, too.
Still there.
Through the thick and thin of it, man.
He just had a second kid. I saw that flash along the bottom line.
Nice.
I missed the game because of it.
Yeah.
That's about as up-to-date as I am on the NBA.
Derrick Rose. Hey, that's all you need. Cool. Is Derrick Rose or John Wall in their prime? Who are you taking? Like I'm saying, no.
Derrick Rose, man. Derrick Rose was like game changer.
I know. Well, so was John Wall. Though,
I know, but I'm probably going Derrick Rose.
Derrick Rose too.
And Wall's been injured too.
He is
right now.
Hopefully come out this. I think he's gonna play in like the next couple weeks or so. They're saying.
I wonder. Yeah. I wonder.
If you ask me that again, casual NBA guy, I feel like Derrick Rose was about to be a generational player
for sure.
Yeah.
Like I didn't feel that way with John Wall. I mean,
See,
he might be. I'm just telling you, I didn't feel that way.
And that's the thing. Like, I guess with the Kentucky guys, though, you always get lost in the shuffle a little bit. But you remember like the whole flexing thing John Wall was doing? Back in college, he was the dude,
a song.
too.
Yeah, he had a whole song.
Yeah.
But, I mean, couldn't you make the case some of those years like Bradley Beal was better?
He was definitely a scorer.
I think Bradley Beal kind of turned it around when Wall went down and kind of there was talk like, can you do it with Wall and Beal? And then when Wall went down, Beal kind of stepped in and was like, look, I am the real deal.
Yeah, I get you.
And I think with John Wall, he's more like the facilitator as opposed to Derrick Rose can just take a game over by himself and score whenever he wants to.
Yeah, but I do feel like I don't know who to even equate Rose to. like it's not what's his name? Who's the big 7-footer out of Ohio State that never really played?
Odin. Greg Oden.
It's not him because Rose gave you some.
Oh, sure,
But Odin just
yeah.
never could do anything because of the injuries. I'm trying to think of a guy like that just got his career cut so short that he never could live up to it. And Rose, to me, like he might have been 10, really 12 years of one of the best players in the NBA. Might have been heading that way.
Yeah. Kuz, you got anybody?
And it doesn't even have to be like, in a way, you can say that about Bo Jackson.
Sure.
Right? Like Bo Jackson goes down as an incredible athlete.
Yeah.
But because you saw such a small, and you probably saw more than even it feels like, but everybody will always say Bo Jackson was this unbelievable athlete, but he'll never be considered one of the greats in the game, in either game, but especially like football, because he couldn't do it long enough.
Yeah.
Well, Derrick Rose, I thought, could have maybe, at least his career started, like he could have been maybe one of the greats in the game.
He was for a little bit, and then
just hit the skids because of injuries.
that's a good call. I can't really think of anybody that comes to mind.
Maybe if he took some rest days.
Nah, the rest days. Yes.
There's that debate. He did comment on that. Yeah, nothing. No one really like sticks out that I'm thinking of. Like Yao Ming comes to mind, but he's still going to be considered one of the greats. But his career was kind of ended a little bit because of injury.
It was, but that dude still produced though.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I think like. That's the thing with Yao Ming. I think you kind of get lost in the mystique a little bit, too, because he was so ginormous that you forgot, like, he didn't really play that many years. But I guess that's not a bad comparison, Kuz. Yeah, I can't really think of anybody, Brent.
Yeah. Anyway, that's what Rose. I had to be reminded last night that Derrick Rose is still in the NBA.
For sure.
That's first of all, shame on me more than anything.
Yeah.
But
I don't
it
know
also shows you how guys disappear.
Someone on the stream commented Dwight Howard, but I think Dwight Howard's kind of brought himself back a little bit this year.
But I would say even before Howard brought him, he had a long enough tenure of good.
And with the Magic, like he was another one that was like, oh my gosh, he's the next big star.
I think he's a little bit different because I'm just not sure he lived up to the hype that he almost helped create. Like he never. It wasn't injuries that derailed Dwight Howard.
It was.
I mean, eventually it was, but it was. He wasn't living up to the absolute hype after getting out of.
I think
the latter part of Orlando.
When the few years, in Orlando he was living up to it. In Orlando, he lived up to it. I think,
especially early on, like his first handful of years. I mean, he still has records with the team, and now he's going. What's he on, like a 20-year career?
Yeah, he's been around for a while.
It's crazy, man.
Second stint with the Lakers.
All right, enough NBA talk. Here we go. You can listen to the Drive and Dish podcast and get all Kuz's takes. John Shipley, who writes for the Sports Illustrated Jaguar Maven, so he covers the Jags on the beat for SI.
Okay.
Put this article out. I think it was today. It was today. And I thought it was interesting. Taking a look back at the free agents of the Jaguars and going back to last year when it all fell apart. So we begin with Andrew Norwell. 5-year, $66 million deal, $30 million guaranteed.
Yeah.
He says somewhat of a miss. I think most people would say a hell of a miss.
Well, and here's the thing. If you look at his production, and obviously you can't go in the box scores, but like you look at what he's done on the field, not bad. But what he's getting paid as the top guard in the NFL, not good. So you have to, and I get it. You shouldn't probably put money involved in it, but when you're the top paid guard in the NFL, you have to put money to it.
Yeah, I think of guys in like earlier where they gave a ton of money, like Calais and Malik Jackson.
Yep.
And those guys gave me something that at least said, wow.
Yep.
Now, in Norwell's first year injured, but this year, again, it seems pretty average. Like if you the eye test and didn't tell me what people were making, and you said Will Richardson, AJ Cann, and Norwell, I'd be like, I can't tell you which one's the all-pro.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
That's very fair.
Well, then he's way overpaid.
Yep.
It's as simple as that. Yeah. It's a miss.
Yep, miss.
Has not delivered, and especially on an offensive line where they overcalculated. We talked about that yesterday. Austin Seferian-Jenkins last year, 2 years, $10 million deal.
I forgot about him.
$4.5 million guaranteed. 11 passes for 90 yards, got hurt.
Yeah.
Replaced Mercedes Lewis. And again, Mercedes, I don't mind replacing him, but it seems like they lost some of his leadership and definitely didn't replace any production because Mercedes has had 5 touchdowns in 2017, I think it was. So that's a miss. And I agree with him. DJ Hayden, 3 years, $19.5 million. This is a great signing. DJ Hayden has been awesome.
Yep.
And he's been better, I think, than Aaron Colvin. And we all thought that would be tough to replace from 17 to 18.
Yep.
And he has been better.
It's really been probably the only upgrade, I feel like, from 2017.
Really good call. And I thought people were concerned. I think I was concerned about it. I was like, oh, how are you going to? Because Colvin made some big plays, and he was an important part of that defense. Niles Paul, 2-year, $4.5 million deal. Caught 10 passes. He was a special teams guy. I hardly even count it. That's a moderate deal, but whatever. Dante Moncrief, 1 year, $9.6 million. Now, I want to pay attention to this, though. It's a fully guaranteed $9.5 million. He actually had 668 yards. Like, it wasn't like he didn't catch a pass. Caught 48 passes, 3 touchdowns. The problem is that would be good if it was a $3 million deal. It's not a $9.5 million deal for Dante Moncrief, which really that deal never made sense to me to begin with. Marquise Lee, 4 years, $38 million, $18 million guaranteed.
And see, on that one, I get it. He's injury prone, but I'm not going to blame the injuries, man.
You can't blame the injuries.
It's a wash to me.
The bottom line is, at the end of the day, what's going to go next to him, even more importantly than the injuries, is 3 passes for 18 yards since signing.
Man,
he's caught 3 passes for 18 yards since signing that deal. I mean, that has been, unfortunately, I love Marquise, but that has been about as big as miss as you can find. Don Carey, 2 years, $2 million deal. I don't even care about that. I mean, again, special teams kind of play and whatever. It's $2 million in the NFL. That's like buying a Diet Coke. Nick Foles, 4 years, $88 million. Well,
here we are.
Here we are.
Yep.
That's looking like a huge miss. Jake Ryan, 2 years, $7.5 million, which isn't a huge deal. $1 million guaranteed, but got nothing out of him.
He's on IR.
Absolutely nothing. Injuries again.
Yeah. Injuries,
again, I'm not saying you suck. Bottom line is, it just hasn't been a good buy.
Wasn't a good investment.
Jeff Swaim, 2 years, $6.5 million, 13 catches for 65 yards on IR since week 6.
And then once again, like, I get you needed tight end help, but what did it show you from his previous records that he was going to be the go-to receiver at tight end? There wasn't anything there.
No, but I don't mind that investment. See, I think they have to keep trying to do these kind of deals with the tight ends.
Yeah.
They have to find the Nick O'Learys. They have to hope one of those or two of those hit. I think that's one of their big offseason moves. You're not going to spend $50 million on a tight end or $25 million. You need to try to find these guys. 2 years, $6 million.
I want Hunter Henry next year. Just saying.
That's fine. You can get one of those, but you still need more than one tight end and Josh Oliver. I need 3 or 4 tight ends that I believe in on this roster, and sometimes you got to take the roll of the dice on Swaim. I don't mind them rolling the dice. Bottom line is, if you look back on it, it's a miss right now. Now, they do have him for another year if they want to keep him, but it's going to roll the dice on injuries because he's been injury-riddled his entire career. Chris Conley, 2 years, $4.5 million deal, $1 million guaranteed. He's got 38 catches, 632, and 2 touchdowns. What do you think?
I think the inconsistencies, right? He's had some drops that stick out to me. Hasn't had a lot of touchdowns. I don't think it's a good deal. Let's be honest.
Here's the thing about this one. See, I compare this a little bit to the Moncrief deal. He has similar numbers to Moncrief, but it's 2 years and a $4.5 million deal. That's a minimal investment, man.
For a 3 receiver.
I mean, that's a very minimal investment. I don't think that's as much of a miss. Now, again, has he been unbelievable? But he's got 650 yards receiving.
Yeah.
A couple of touchdowns. I can remember some plays he's made. And by the way, he's been one hell of an addition to Jags Report Live on Monday nights on Top Golf.
Maybe I just don't want to take my job. That's why I'm so bitter towards him.
But no, seriously thinking, I would weigh this against the Moncrief. Similar
this is
production,
way better than the Moncrief deal.
Similar production
down.
for 1/4 the price.
Yeah.
I mean, again, those are the kind of free agent deals. I don't think you sign a guy for 2 years, $4.5 million, and say he's going to be a Pro Bowler.
Yeah.
You don't do that. I think this is the production they probably expected out of Chris Conley.
Fair enough.
Is that fair? I mean, am I wrong there?
You're not. No.
Now, we might have hyped him up a lot because he had a great August.
Sure.
That might be fair, but when you sign a guy for 2 years, $2.5 million each year, or $2.25 a year, you're not expecting him to catch 12 touchdown passes and 1,000 yards. I don't believe you.
That's a good point.
I'll do a little more of this, and then we stay in your lane next on ESPN 690.
The comparison to Derrick Rose. How about Gilbert Arenas?
That'd probably be a good one.
All right. Sorry, it's on top of my head.
I was going to say, I'm glad you paid attention this whole last segment. That was on your mind, obviously.
It was, man. I had to answer the question.
Come back and finish up the show.
ESPN 690 Sports Center Update.
I'm Jake Mitchell. After becoming the only team since 1987 to lose 5 straight games in a single season by 17 or more points, the Jags have signed rookie Tyler Gauthier off of New England's practice squad and rookie linebacker Dakota Allen off of the Los Angeles Rams practice squad to replace Jake Allen and Brandon Thomas, who both had to be placed on IR.
But from a football standpoint, we have absolutely nothing to do with the production people, what they do for the TV show and everything else. I've never seen a tape or anything that they've shot anywhere in any capacity.
That's the statement from Bill Belichick about what could be another Spygate incident. Details are still coming out, so expect more on this later. Stay connected with ESPN 690 while you're at work by listening on ESPN690.com. Best kept secret in tires is TireOutlet.com. Tire Outlet offers wholesale prices with premium service, and TireOutlet.com always has a safety-first focus. With locations throughout the First Coast, there's no need to go anywhere else for tires and service.
New flavors and a rating that would make man jealous. Hey, everyone, this is Austin Lane.
And I'm Brett Martineau. Vita de Louis recently got a 98 rating. It's new, and it's getting rave reviews.
Made in Tequila, Mexico, and shipped directly to Jax Beach. Vita de Louis is available in 3 flavors.
And those flavors are Blanco, Reposado, and Añejo. Try all 3. Make your own recipes with Vita de Louis Tequila, one of the smoothest tequilas you will ever taste. For merchandise and more, visit VitaDeLouis.com.
Small business owners, it's been a great year, and now it's time to begin to make some end-of-year decisions. Instead of giving your hard-earned money to the tax man, consider reinvesting in your business with a quality pre-owned truck, van, or commercial work vehicle from Jacksonville Truck Center. With the largest selection of pre-owned work vehicles in North Florida and easy commercial financing, let us be your one-stop shop to get the job done today. We're on the corner of Arlington Expressway and Southside Connector. Stop by today or visit us at JacksonvilleTruckCenter.com.
Attention men and women. If you would like to get your hair back, then you need to listen to some of our clients. John in Orange Park.
IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Call IHRS now at 904-777-IHRS. Find out how to grow your hair back with a free hair and scalp examination. Mike from Bay Meadows.
I finally found the most experienced company who could restore my hair. Now I have hair where I had none before.
Results guaranteed. Diane from Ponte Vedra.
Now I have what lotions couldn't give me. Thick, beautiful hair.
Find out why you're losing your hair and how to grow your hair back. Call 904-777-IHRS for a limited time free hair and scalp examination.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
Thank you, IHRS.
Thanks, IHRS, for giving me my hair back.
Hurry, this free examination, normally $199, is yours for free and good only through Sunday. For your free examination, call IHRS at 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Call now.
Shop the 904. We're local, you're local, shop local. This holiday season, shop local retailers right here in the 904.
If you're looking for unique gift ideas that have a real beach and unique Jax flavor, check out the Caribbean Connection Clothing Store on 3rd Street in Jacksonville Beach. You'll find all kinds of unique fashions and gift ideas.
When you shop the 904, you're also giving the gift of helping your local community stay unique.
Shop the 904. Powered by Cox Media Group.
Peace of mind. It's one of the most important things we can have, and sometimes the most elusive. I'm Mark Anajar from the Law Office of Anajar & Levine. Falls can be embarrassing. Your first reaction might be to get up, but always make sure to check yourself for any injuries. Examine your surroundings to see what caused you to fall. Take pictures if possible, and call the manager to make a formal report. If you've been injured in a slip and fall accident, call the law offices of Anajar & Levine at 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000.
Office in Jacksonville.
Alexa, how do I drive more customers into my business?
First, people will need to hear about you. Then you need to be online where they look for you. Then you need
I don't have time for that. I need to run my business.
Okay, searching for a local team that can help.
Local Solutions. Visit JacksonvilleLocalSolutions.com today.
Moscow Ballet's Great Russian Nutcracker dazzles this Christmas. Bring the whole family together for the original holiday tradition. Step into a simpler time filled with sweet dreams and spectacular magic. Experience world-class artists, stunning costumes, and towering puppets on the Gift of Christmas tour. It just wouldn't be Christmas without Moscow Ballet's Great Russian Nutcracker. Get tickets now at nutcracker.com.
Appearing at the Florida Theater December 22nd. Get your tickets today at nutcracker.com.
This Christmas, Beard's Diamonds is giving you more sparkle.
With 20% off everything in their massive showroom, including loose diamonds.
Nobody in the town center does that. Plus, you get special financing.
Now through December 24th at Beard's Diamonds.
Action Sports Jax on ESPN690.
Marty Smith from ESPN joining us right now.
Everybody wants me to yell either go Gators or go Dogs, and I just yell go Mickey Mouse.
Catch Brett and Austin weekdays 3 to 6 p.m. on ESPN690 or ESPN690.com.
Trey Wingo here from Golic and Wingo. You're listening to Action Sports Jax with Brent Martineau and Austin Lane. Give the guys a call. Grab your cell phone and call *690. This is ESPN 690.
Man, it's tough, man. You got the days when you're coming angry. You don't feel like practicing or being in meetings, but you got to chalk it up. I mean, that's all I can say. I mean, that's what I do.
I hear you, Leonard. I'm coming to work angry. Today was a reminder a little bit, as I tweeted out earlier. We kind of had a theme of what has gone wrong since 2017, but it was a reminder, and it kind of spins me back a little positive. I know it makes Austin angry, and it makes some of you angry as well, but 2017, 2 years ago today, they beat Seattle. They were on their way to the postseason. It was a huge win to help lock up the AFC South that month. They had rolled off 3 wins in a row, just one of the biggest stretches in franchise history. And I think it's important to remember that because it's recent history, even though it's been a mess for a dozen years. Mm-hmm. See, before 2017, if I were to talk about something that was good in the organization, I had to maybe lean on your 2010 year when they had a shot in December 8-5,
Sure.
Or go back to 2007 when they were in the playoffs, 2005, or of course the glory years of the late 90s. Well, it wasn't too long ago to lean on 2017, and it also reminds you of, man, that is so much fun. Yeah. Like, it is just so much fun. Like, right now, if we were sitting here and it was happening again, and we didn't have this show in 2017, but it would be off the charts. It'd be so much fun to talk about.
I'd be acting a fool, man. I really would.
The momentum going into the vibe in the city around the holidays, plus the good football. It's just so different, but it makes you kind of yearn for those days a little bit, right? And so that's kind of what bringing that up was a little bit, but also to showcase just how quickly it goes away in the NFL, how hard it is to sustain it, I guess. And this organization has certainly made it look very difficult over their tenure, that it is very hard to sustain it and even get it near the mountaintop. So before we finish up the show, we remind you of what 2017 was like.
Floating one, he is open, and that is a Jacksonville touchdown for the rookie D.D. Westbrook. They have guaranteed their first winning season since 2007, sole possession, top spot in the AFC South.
Good old days. The one that got away, Brent. The one that got away.
Someday we will rewrite the story of the Jacksonville Jaguars, and I'm convinced we will rewrite 2017 was so good, now looks like a fluke. But what it could have been, if you win in 17, 18, and 19, let's just say, I thought they needed to sustain it. It was built to try to sustain, and they weren't able to do it. But if they were able to sustain it, what this franchise would be like with 2 and 3 years of winning in a row, what that would mean for the next 5 years, 10 years, 25 years, with this young fan base growing up around 3 winning years, much like some of the older folks now of this fan base remembered from 96 to 99. When are we going to get that? Are we going to ever get that? And that was a missed opportunity. Yeah. And when you write the history books of the Jaguars, this one, at least in my history book of the Jaguars, 18 and 19, not being able to follow up on 17 is a massive part of the book.
Yep.
In my opinion.
All I'm asking is get it together soon, because my son's starting to get to the age now where he understands what winning and losing means.
Yeah.
And he's not liking it when I come home from the games asking if the Jaguars won or lost, and I'm not going to lie to him, and I say they lost, and he goes, how come? And I go, you don't want to know. And then he's like, oh, like that, you know.
Well, he can be part of the kids' therapy group that we all have.
When do you guys meet?
Just about every Sunday.
Okay, sounds good. I'll sign him up.
Sunday night
I'll
around
sign
7
him
o'clock.
Brent's handing out lollipops and rainbows again.
James O'Shaughnessy, going back to John Shipley's article at SI.com about the free agents. I disagree with him a little bit about Chris Conley. It's not just because I like Chris Conley either. I just think for what they paid Chris Conley, I wouldn't have expected too much.
Sure.
James O'Shaughnessy, 2 years, $2.25 million. Again, not a lot of dollars. Unfortunately, he ended up on the injured reserve. And I think he was having a nice start. Remember, we thought he could be a breakout guy in DeFilippo's offense. I think he was trending to having a really nice season. if you remember.
Yeah, absolutely. You liked him. I was kind of optimistic, but unfortunately, they once again the injuries, and like I said, I don't fault the injuries.
1 year, $800,000 for Najee Good. Listen, he was really a special teams depth guy that actually had to be plugged in at times.
Had been counted on to play linebacker.
I mean, you don't hit or miss, I think, on an $800,000 deal in the NFL.
Sure.
But at least they got something out of the signing. A.J. Cann, 3 years, $15 million with $6 million guaranteed. What do you think right now on A.J.?
$15 million. What year is he on?
Well, this is his first year of that.
This is his first year of that.
I feel like he's played well.
It's not bad, man. Yeah, you see, like, once again,
I don't know about well, but it's less of an eyesore than the rest.
It's a rotation thing. Yeah, it looks so bad when they rotate him in. It's like, well, is he not doing his job? So I think, I'm not mad at that deal. I'm not.
The other names, by the way, Shatley, Abwehi, those are depth plays for very minimal money. That's fine. Alfred Blue, 1 year, $1 million. Didn't cost him much, but he didn't play a snap. And it really, I think, could have helped a 1-2 punch and not have to rely on Raquel Armstead. So I would say that's a miss.
Yeah.
DJ Alexander, 1 year. I mean, again, he played a little bit, but that's it. So overall, man, I mean, can you squeeze out A.J. Cann and Conley to be okay? I mean, outside of that, DJ Hayden, best signing of the last 2 years by far.
Was the knockout punch, but he only got one knockout punch. Everything else is just kind of, nah.
Yeah, not good. I will do Stay in Your Lane tomorrow.
It's all good. I'm not tripping.
Canceled the segment.
It's all good. I see you did.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Made me mad today.
It's what it is, man.
You don't want to come along on my Sunshine and Rainbows 2017 tour.
I guess I spent too much time in Jacksonville Beach, didn't I?
I'm going with Miss America today. I'll see you on TV tonight, CBS 47 and Fox 30. Tax problems can be extremely stressful and cause financial devastation. The tax attorneys at J. David Tax Law are right here in Jacksonville to be your personal advocate and resolve your IRS or state sales tax issues. J. David Tax Law focuses on your needs and case outcomes. Don't be fooled by these big out-of-town tax companies that only focus on getting you to sign up and pay without even working with an attorney. At J. David Tax Law, only highly experienced tax attorneys will represent you. Get the help you need with tax debt, payroll taxes, bank levies, wage garnishments, tax liens, and unfiled returns. If you have federal or state sales tax debt, have a sit-down with J. David Tax Law. Your first step is a no-cost consultation. Call J. David Tax Law at 904-507-4777, 904-507-4777. Peace of mind only a click or phone call away, 904-507-4777, or go to jdavidtaxlaw.com. The holidays are on the horizon, and that means family and food. Hey, everybody, I'm Brent Martineau. Let Renna's Pizza help you out. Parties at school, parties at work, celebrations, or hey, maybe you're just tired of cooking yourself. Renna's has you covered with 5 locations in Northeast Florida. Want a fresh one? Renna's makes everything fresh. New York-style pizza, sandwiches, salads, pasta dishes, everything fresh. Find out why Renna's has been a family favorite for over 40 years. 5 locations in Northeast Florida, Marsh Landing, Bay Meadows, Argyle Forest, San Jose, and the newest location in Neptune Beach.
Small business owners, it's been a great year, and now it's time to begin to make some end-of-year decisions. Instead of giving your hard-earned money to the tax man, consider reinvesting in your business with a quality pre-owned truck, van, or commercial work vehicle from Jacksonville Truck Center. With the largest selection of pre-owned work vehicles in North Florida and easy commercial financing, let us be your one-stop shop to get the job done today. We're on the corner of Arlington Expressway and Southside Connector. Stop by today or visit us at jacksonvilletruckcenter.com.
As you know by now, I love the wings at Mr. Chubby's Wings. Hey, everyone, this is Brent Martineau. You'll love them, too, and you have to try the wings. But Mr. Chubby's has a full menu. Parents, kids, and sports teams, this is made for you. The American Dream Special. Burgers, fries, and a famous Mr. Chubby shake for just $12.99. The American Dream Special. I suggest throwing in some wings, too, especially the Maple Cajun. 2 locations, the West Side and in Fleming Island. Chub it up at the place to be, Mr. Chubby's Wings.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN690 Anajar and Levine studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. ESPN690, Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN690, a Cox Media Group station.
Specifics of New York's offer not yet known. A denial from Patriots coach Bill Belichick of any involvement with the videographer caught taping the Bengals sideline during Sunday's game against Cleveland. The videographer, filming for a series on the Patriots website, credentialed by the Browns, apparent lack of miscommunication with the Bengals. NFL's investigating. Belichick said they try to be competitive in every area, but maybe not take it as far as they might have in the past. The reality of the situation lies in the tapes, says ESPN's Jack Del Rio.
Would not surprise anybody for them to be pushing it to the edge. And the tape is going to tell the truth. Yes. I mean, if they're sitting there and they're fixated on the sideline and the coaches and the signaling and whatever it might be, to me, they have an issue.
NHL Stars fired coach Jim Montgomery for unprofessional conduct. Assistant Rick Bowness takes over as interim coach.
Coming up Wednesday, there may not be any more college football rankings coming out this season, but my NFL top 3-ish is still going, and that's just getting started. Plus, a friend of the show is up to no good for all the right reasons. Golic and Wingo Wednesday, 6 Eastern, ESPN Radio, ESPN2.
Two questions and a statement. Actually, two statements and a question. Statements go like this here. The New England Patriots are cheaters. It hasn't done much, if anything, to contribute to their dominance, to their dynasty. But the question is, are they good or are they bad at cheating? It's the Will Cain Show on ESPN Radio, the ESPN app, Sirius XM Channel 80, and on ESPN News, presented by Progressive Insurance. And all guests are at 888-729-3776 on the Shell Pennzoil Performance Line. It's an extra bonus 30-minute edition of the Will Cain Show, taking you up to college basketball. You can normally catch us 3 to 6 Eastern, all those same television and radio channels. I've laid out for you the 7 most likely head coaching positions to be open this offseason in the NFL and ranked them 1 to 7 across various categories, including quarterback, talent base, ownership, and intangibles. The results? The Dallas Cowboys are the most attractive job opening this offseason. I'll lay out each of those categories and take your calls on the Shell Pennzoil Performance Line coming up a little bit later here on the Will Cain Show. But we start with yet another cheating scandal involving the New England Patriots. The story broke yesterday as Cincinnati Bengals head coach Zach Taylor took to the podium at a press conference and was asked about the Patriots videotaping his sidelines.
Rumors are out there that the Patriots had a videographer up in the Bengals press box area working with an advanced scout that was taking video of the Bengals sideline. Do you have any reaction to that?
I'm aware that there was an incident, but I know the league is investigating it, so I've got no comment.
So the league is investigating, so it's out of the norm. It's not standard operating procedure.
I don't have anything to say about it.
But there was somebody up there.
I've got no comment.
After that, the reasons, the excuses, the news came that the Patriots were actually filming A Day in the Life, a documentary, a series entitled Do Your Job, about advanced scouts of the New England Patriots and what they do to prepare for teams the Patriots are yet to play on their schedule.